It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. The San Juan Broncos have strung together a couple wins over the past 2 weeks, including a 50-29 road victory over Summit Academy last week. Tonight, they're a long way from Blanding again for another 2A cross-region showdown in Camas. Live from South Summit High School, it's the Wildcats hosting the Broncos. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you into South Summit High School in beautiful Camas. It's a beautiful night here tonight and a beautiful drive up here, although I had some adventures on that. We'll tell you about that in a little bit, but we are set for a fun night of football tonight. Rhett Sifford welcoming you into Friday Night Lights tonight at South Summit, along with Art Adair as usual for you. So if you're bored of us this year, I'm sorry, but we got no other alternative for you. I tell you what, Art, this is going to be a fun game here tonight. We don't have the RPI standings for the state out yet, but when you look at the Max Prep standings, this is a matchup tonight between the number 1 and the number 2 team in the state in Utah 2A football, So this should be a lot of fun. Last time these guys played each other, they were number 1 and 2. They played each other in the 2023 state championship game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great matchup. I think this is my, outside of what happens tonight, this could be the state championship game right here in my mind. So Both these teams come in, some good wins. South Summit, you want to dive into them. They lost to Duchesne first out the gate, I believe. And Duchesne in the 1A, but Duchesne is a quality team this year. Upset Beaver, I think last week or the week before.
Yep.
And so Duchesne's no slouch down there in the 1A this year. They're back to doing Duchesne things, and that's what happens with good teams is sometimes you'll have a little slump, but you always manage to get back on that horse. And then they beat their cross-county rival North Summit, who's also 1A, and North Summit's not a bad team either this year. They lost to Juab. Juab's kind of down, to be honest with people. I know there's a lot of connections in that, and over the years, San Juan has played Juab, and they were coached by the great Mike Bowering for a while.
Yeah,
he did great things there, but Juab's on a slump. And then last week beat Ben Lomond. I believe Ben Lomond is 3 or 4A.
I'm not. You're way above my pay grade on that. I'm not sure. I know that Juab's 3A. That's as far as my
I think they're in the
goes.
3A as well, but Ben Lomond's, the Scots. The Scots.
The Scots.
They're really never that good a team. So I think these teams.
With a name like that, they should be, you'd think. But.
I think both these teams are at matchup pretty good across the board. It's going to come down to kind of like it was last week, the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah.
And who can push through all 4 quarters.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun game tonight. When you look at this matchup tonight, like I said, it's only their second meeting since 2018. They last played each other in that 2023 title game. This series is tied 8-8, going back to 1998. So it hasn't been lately a major matchup every year or anything like that. But this should be a very fun one tonight. Like you said, Art, possibly a championship game preview here tonight or something along those lines.
Well, I don't think, and one of the coaches up here in the boxes, they can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these seniors on this San Juan team have ever been to this field.
There you go. And I have never been up here either. I hit a couple, especially one of them, an apocalyptic hailstorm on the way over here today, and I am truly surprised that the vehicle made it through what I came through today. I envisioned myself not making it to the game tonight with what I went through. It was epic, and so there was hail along the way, and that was just north of Moab, and then it hit a couple more hailstorms, not nearly as crazy, but it's been a wild trip. I know that half of our crew flew up here this time. The StreamUtah.Live guys flew up here and made it safely, so we're thankful for that. And this is going to be a fun one here tonight, kind of a unique atmosphere, a unique meeting, a rare trip up here, and so this is fun. I've never been here. We are way up on high here. We're in what they call, I think, the crow's nest up here tonight, but I expected us to be outdoors. We're actually in a secondary booth that's actually enclosed and finished up above their regular booth. So it's pretty nice up here. We've got a great vantage point of this beautiful field. Obviously, as we come in tonight, our hearts are heavy. We're going to do battle on the football field here tonight. I know there's some around the nation that like to do battle on a different front, but we want to take a minute. We do want to pause and just step aside and remember Charlie Kirk, and we want to have a moment here of just consideration for our nation and seeking the Lord on his guidance and and direction. And so let's just take a moment here as we pray for our nation, and we'll come back in just a moment.
Ready to own a home in Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, crafts personalized loans with top rates and expert support. Buying, refinancing, or building your dream home? We've got you covered. Sit with Britt and begin your home ownership adventure. Visit our local pros for all your mortgage lending needs. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
We do welcome you back live to South Summit High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Art Adair and Rhett Sifford welcoming you back tonight as we continue the pregame show tonight. And we kind of just mentioned the matchup tonight. We want to take a look at the South Summit team as we continue in the pregame show. And they do come into this game tonight 2-2. San Juan with the 3-1 record. And like you alluded to, Art, they've got big wins over the team that they beat and very close losses to a couple of good teams in Duchesne and Juab. The quarterback, Ian Mayer, I assume is how you pronounce it, the junior, has 910 passing yards on the year. So, Art, this is going to be a team that looks to try to get the ball into the air against the San Juan defense tonight.
And this is also a team with some big-time upperclassmen that know how to get the job done. So San Juan's defense is going to be key all night long, getting to their spots, playing their position. And like we were, saying up here earlier, the back of the South Summit shirts down here, their team shirts this year says, do your job, and that's exactly what San Juan defense has to do is their job, each individual, to make sure they don't get outrun here.
Well, Mayer has 14 passing touchdowns on the season and just 3 interceptions, so it's definitely gone well for him in these first 4 games. The leading rusher on the team is Bryce Pulver, the senior, 179 yards, so I'd say more of a passing team, obviously, than a running team. He's got 2 touchdowns on the season. Brody Larson with 94 yards. And Steele Woodward is a freshman, and he's actually got 42 yards with a touchdown. William Neff, the senior, has 39 yards and 1 touchdown rushing. The receivers, we're going to be probably calling Blake Oglesthorpe's name tonight, the senior. He's the leading receiver with 260 yards on the season, 18 catches, 6 touchdowns. Owen Mayer, I'm assuming that's the quarterback's, well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, you got a junior quarterback and a senior receiver, maybe brothers, I guess. I don't know. I guess it could be cousins, but he's got 11 catches, 174 yards, and 4 TDs, so obviously a target there. Jack Johnson is a senior, 9 catches, 136 yards on the year and a TD. And Brody Larson, we mentioned him in the running game, so he's really kind of the two-sided attack that South Summit has, 107 yards catching as well, 7 receptions and 2 touchdowns coming into this one. And Art, we don't get a chance to get the defensive guys a whole lot of glory throughout the year, but just kind of highlighting these guys for South Summit. Looks like Theus Reed is the guy you don't want. You got to keep him out of your backfield. He's got 39 total tackles, leading the team, 5 tackles for loss on the season. So that's a guy who's been in the backfield a lot for this defense throughout the season.
Yeah, and looking at him out here in pregame, he's a big kid. Definitely hits the weight room, just a menace on the football field. So you're going to have to really key off of him. Make sure if you're running your RPO and he's your read guy, you make good read. And if he's not, if he's inside backer, make sure you're picking up his blitzes and make sure you're picking him up in coverage because he's a menace and he's a big, strong kid. So he's definitely one you're going to have to account for on the defensive side of the ball.
Jack Johnson, the senior, has 34 tackles. Ammon Marchant, as a junior, he has 33 tackles. So that's just the leading three right there for South Summit. They do have 10 sacks on the season. Top three guys, Nash Harline with 3, Brody Larson with 2, and Traven Boger has a sack and a half. So you get that by assisting on a sack. They've got 11 takeaways, does this defense. The Broncos with only 6 takeaways this year, just to put that in perspective. So quick look at South Summit here on the pregame show. We've got a few minutes as they do pregame ceremonies here tonight. And obviously, just in consideration of the nation and just in celebration of patriotism tonight, it's a beautiful sight out here on this football field. We'll step aside. We'll continue the pregame show when we return to South Summit High School in Camas. We will talk about the San Juan Broncos. Stay with us. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Here at Lyle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lyle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Kylie.
My name is Carolyn.
I'm married with 2 kids.
I'm a veteran. I own my own business.
I'm a retired elementary school teacher.
And I've had thoughts of suicide.
And I had thoughts of suicide.
I've had thoughts of suicide.
I felt hopeless.
Everything was just empty.
And I was scared. But, thankfully,
I have a pretty great husband. Spencer noticed when I wasn't myself.
My granddaughter Sadie made a point of checking in on me.
One of my buddies, Arthur, who served with me, was worried about me.
He listened to me. He let me rage and sob when I needed to.
He encouraged me to ask for help.
Her visits made me feel needed and wanted. That meant everything to me.
Having someone there for me when I wasn't myself.
When I need it most.
And having someone check in on me while I was grieving.
Helped me live on.
It helped me live on.
That helps me live on.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School in Camas. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the teams enter the facility now. The South Summit Wildcats being cheered as they come onto their home turf. We continue the Friday Night Lights pregame show now, and we'll interrupt it here in just a moment for tonight's national anthem. We also, of course, pause tonight and remember what happened 24 years ago on 9/11/2001. And just remember the sacrifice by so many Americans that day, and a dark day in our history. And we remember that today, and the American pride and spirit that lives on today. And that's part of the reason why they have this ceremony and all the beautiful sights out here on the field tonight. I know the national anthem is right around the corner. We want to take a moment here. We'll talk about the San Juan Broncos until that happens, and then we'll let you hear that national anthem. As we come in tonight, Bo Yeomans, the sophomore quarterback. I guess we will have the national anthem, so we'll turn it over here now to the PA, and we'll continue the pregame show when it concludes.
Thank you. We apologize for the technical difficulty on that sound.
And the Star-Spangled Banner tonight as we get set for this Friday Night Lights matchup here at South Summit High School with the San Juan Broncos visiting the Wildcats. And now let's take a look at this San Juan Broncos offense, Art. And Bo Yeomans, of course, the sophomore quarterback. 958 yards passing coming into this one tonight, 4 TDs, 9 interceptions on the season. I think last week we saw some adjustments and maybe giving him some plays that can help to build his confidence, things that he can complete, and that's a great step in the right direction for the sophomore quarterback. Obviously, this is a season where he just has to keep his head down and keep battling in his first year as a varsity quarterback.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that comes with age to be proficient at quarterback, especially in this kind of offense that Coach Christensen runs. Anytime you have a quarterback, you kind of like to see the touchdowns outweigh the interceptions, and that's just not the case. But you've seen Coach Christensen still be aggressive, still throw, but like you talked about last week, that first half was kind of rough. There was not a lot of good offense there, and they went in a halftime, came out with a different game plan, slowed things down a little bit, I think, for the young quarterback. Now we'll see how they come out. I know that Coach Christian's going to come out here tonight, and he wants to go down the field. He wants to go deep. That's just his style of offensive play calling, and you got to love that about him because he is true to who he is, his strengths, his weaknesses. But he's also, as we saw last week, Rhett, he's able to go in and adjust some things for his players as well. And we saw that, and last week they just kind of came out in the second half and went to work, different than what we're used to. But I think you'll see the same thing. I think that's what makes him a great head coach is he can change and adjust, and he knows what to do and what not to do in certain moments.
Yeah, and we've missed, obviously, running a little bit late tonight. Didn't get a chance to talk pregame with the coaches. I'm hoping to maybe talk with Coach Christensen after the game, and we'll talk about this running game for San Juan, which picked them up last week in that matchup with Summit Academy. Jagger Neves, of course, leading the team with 771 yards coming in. He's averaging almost 200 yards per game, so obviously he's been impressive all year with the 12 TDs. But, man, Art, that secret weapon came in last week and really gave him a major boost. Jace Razor got 145 of his 147 rushing yards that he has on the season last week alone in the second half alone. And so I think San Juan now maybe has like a two-headed monster in the backfield that they can employ when they need to in the running game.
Well, it's always one of those good things when you can take a kid that's on the depth chart, second or third, and put him in a situation and then watch him excel. And that comes from just coaching, in practice, in watching film, and just being an athlete yourself. And you're right, Jace came in last week, and he was almost invisible the first couple of drives when he was in there to that defense, and he was just running roughshod over them. So we'll look to see. Obviously, South Summit, they have that film.
Right.
They know who Jace is. They're not going to let Razor run all over him or try not to. So, but it's a benefit to have two guys back there in my mind. I'm a pro-style offense runner. I like to have two backs in the backfield.
Yeah.
It makes your linebackers so much more accountable for what they do, and they can't just cheat off every play. They've got to be fundamental. And you can catch them sleeping and catch them drifting to one side or the other if you got those two backs in the backfield. So I really like the pro set offense.
Yeah, and we'll see if that changes the way things look for this San Juan offense here this game tonight. Leading receivers so far on the year, Trip Palmer, of course, we'll call his name all game long. 474 yards on the season, 23 catches. 4 of those are touchdowns. Brig Palmer has come on of late. He has 14 catches for 156 yards. Jagger Neves out of the backfield has been a receiver this year. We'll look to see if maybe Jace Razor starts to catch some passes from Bo Yeomans as well, but Neves has 152 yards on the year. Nash Young with 57. George McNaughton has 12, and Jonas Jepson has 11 on the year so far. So you've got some weapons if you're San Juan now. You can kind of spread it around a little bit. But I know Coach Christensen and the San Juan offense wants to kind of start seeing that passing game start to find its gear here midway through the season.
Well, and unfortunately for the Broncos, the injury bug has hit them.
Yeah.
You're still without Cole Duke this week. Stetson Black's gone for the season.
Right.
Kai Fox gone for the season. So you really have to rely on those other guys like Jace Razor to come in and give productive minutes and honestly make people say, who was that? Where'd that kid come from?
Yeah.
You need that. And that's been the mentality of the San Juan Broncos the last 4 or 5 years. It doesn't matter who we put on the field. We're going to go out there and be gamers.
Well, we want to take a look at the defense, too. Thomas Harden is the leading tackler on this team. 38 stops for him. Jonas Jepson has 37. Jagger Neves, George McNaughton, and Trip Palmer all have 33 apiece. I think it is worth mentioning Jace Razor from last week. I think just being put in the game, getting those minutes opportunity, and coming in to fill in Stetson Black's shoes last week, Art pumped him up. He also led the team in tackling last week, and so we look to see him be a factor on defense as well.
The good thing is now Coach Christian knows he's got that extra back in there if he has to give Jagger a break or if he has to go pro style, that he's got 2 capable backs that can move the ball. And you want your back to get 4 or 5 yard average. And that's all you ask of them. Anything else, that's just ice on top of the cake. And it looks like South Summit won the toss, and they're going to receive. They're not going to let San Juan have first crack at it.
That's 2 weeks in a row. That's a smart decision. We've seen what San Juan can do when they get the ball first. Broncos also have guys who can get into the backfield. Of course, we know George McNaughton. He leads the team with 7 sacks on the year. Thomas Harden has 1. So does, Stetson Black is out for the season now, but those were the leading sackers. And we'll see if the Broncos collect some more sacks here tonight against this junior quarterback, but the Broncos do have to kick the ball away to get us started. So they will be kicking from the 40. And
3 minutes before 7, we're ready to go.
There you go.
We're wasting no time up here in Camas, Utah.
I'm amazed that I made it. I'm thankful that I'm alive. I do thank the Lord for our country and the ability to have Friday Night Lights here tonight in Camas, Utah. And a little bit of a delay here. Maybe they're going to wait exactly till 7. They're going to tell them to stand around here and wait.
No, they took the 3 minutes off the clock, told them let's go, put the 12 on. I think they're just final preps here by the officials, and we're going to play some football.
Broncos wearing road white tonight with the blue numbers and the yellow highlights and the yellow helmets. And the South Summit Wildcats wearing home black with white numbers and green trim, white helmets with the green lines, and the Broncos kick it away. It'll be scooped up off the turf at the 15 and returned to the 28. Now across the 30, a nice little return for South Summit. And let's see, that is, let me get his name up actually. That was number 10 on the return, Bryce Pulver. Should know his name. Yeah, we're going to call him tonight, I'm sure. Just kind of getting used to their guys here in the early stages as the South Summit offense comes out onto the field for the first time tonight.
A little slot wing formation.
And the quarterback working from the shotgun, and they'll hand off on first down, and not a whole lot. Maybe 2 yards, it looks like. Ball carrier was Pulver.
Big Cash Palmer gets the first tackle of the night.
So Bryce Pulver with the first yards tonight on the ground for the South Summit Wildcats. 2nd down and 8 as they go across their own 35 to the 36. Send a man in motion here. Now Ian Mayer will drop back, throws to a wide open man on the right side, and he'll get down to about the 48. That's going to easily be a first down. That's an 11-yard pass, I believe, complete to number 12.
Yeah, just gets him coming back across the formation motion, and then you get both DBs that drop back 10 yards deep in their coverage, and that's just a quick out right there to your wide receiver, which if they play off 8-10 yards, that's going to be there all night for the Wildcats.
And so we'll try to get that on that man's stat sheets. But Mayor's going to keep it himself, maybe get 1 yard on a quarterback scamper there. And so not much more than 1. And it will be 2nd down and 9, right around the 50 to the 49 they go.
Little RPO. Jonas Jepson's not fooled by the quarterback keeper and gets up there and sticks in after a yard.
And so Mayer will continue working from the shotgun as South Summit goes trips to the left. Mayer on the run pass option will pitch it off. And Jagger Neves drags the man down here over on the sideline, but not before he picks up what looks like about 5 yards on the carry over here. Trying to see who that was.
Number 10.
Okay, so Pulver again, his 2nd carry of the night.
And it looks like South Summit's just content on getting to the outside edge and trying to beat you to the corner.
3rd down and 4 for South Summit. Mayer will roll out to his left, looks to throw it downfield. Has tons of time now that he's out of the pocket, but overthrows his intended receiver down the far side of the field. And that was Jack Johnson who made the first catch tonight for South Summit, but this one was not to be.
Yeah, Quincy Singer and Brig Palmer both back there in double coverage, both in a good position. Neither one of them turned around to locate the ball, but the ball was overthrown a little bit, and it looks like South Summit's come out to punt. Now, they're 4th and short here. They get an offsides, encroachment call. They're going to get a first down, so discipline here on the punt return team.
So South Summit may try something tricky here. We'll see. No, they snap it quickly, and it will be punted away in standard fashion. And I believe it's Jagger Neves back there calling for his teammates to stay away from that football. South Summit will down it at their own 20, and that's where the Bronco offense will take over as they get a stop on South Summit's first possession of the night. 10:21 to go in the opening quarter. We're still scoreless. Here's the San Juan offense comes on for the first time.
A great punt bounce there for the Broncos. Bounces 5 yards back, and luckily for South Summit, they're able to get a handle on it. Down it for it, comes back 10 yards.
So Bo Yeomans brings the San Juan offense out. And he will work from the shotgun as well as they spread it on both sides of the field here for the San Juan. Jagger Neves, the only man in the backfield. This is Kai Fox. Mike and Keith, excuse me. I don't know why I'm thinking Kai. I always confuse those guys. But no matter what, here it's going to go for 17 yards on the first pass of the night for Bo Yeomans.
Great wide receiver screen and great pull out here by the center, number 69, for the Broncos to get out there and get that block on that screen. That's Trey Bass.
And so San Juan will go hurry up. No shock as Trip Palmer is connected with by Yeomans. And that's a quick 7 yards for the Broncos on the right side.
Yeah, great. Back-to-back, same play, off sides of the field.
As they continue to hurry it up here, trying to give this South Summit defense all they can handle. And Bo Yeomans from the shotgun will take the snap. This time they go to the ground for the first time, and a lot of room for Jagger Neves as he busts it off left tackle. Nobody is going to get to him. He goes all the way in from the 44-yard line. It's a 56-yard run for the San Juan senior.
Wow, what a play call. Back-to-back, you go quick screens each side of the field, and you just get that defense to think, hey, they're just going to nickel and dime us here. And then you run right up the gut on him. Nice blocking out here. Look at the replay. Every lineman hands on hat, and then you just let Jagger go to the races.
That was an amazing run. We've seen a lot of those this season from the San Juan offense, and they complete the two-point conversion.
To Brig Palmer.
As Palmer catches it, and so San Juan.
They ran your play, Rhett.
There you go.
This is your play, your little slot receiver.
Uh-huh.
Pitch and go.
Yeah, that's actually a pass on the stats, that little standard San Juan Broncos shuttle pass. I've got to get a man somehow I missed on my stat sheet, and we'll figure that out when we return. We're going to step aside. 9:31 to go in the opening quarter. San Juan has drawn first blood. They lead at South Summit High School 8-0. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair with you as the Broncos kick it away. Mike and Keith makes a stop on this kick return here. Some of you on StreamUtah.Live can see that while it's replaying or even live during the commercials. We've started that new thing this year where you can actually see the game while the commercials play, so we can thank our sponsors and you don't miss any of the action here. For the radio people, we're old school, and you just got to wait for the sound of our voice as the Broncos with some nice pursuit on first down here. South Summit's going to pick up 3.
Jet sweep right there to number 12, Rhett. South Summit, you get number 12, Jepson, up there to make the stop with a couple other Broncos. But nice jet sweep, just got them 3 or 4 yards, just didn't develop as much as they wanted.
Owen Mayer on the carry that time gets his first touch of the night, goes for 3. Second down and 7. Broncos looking for their second stop in a row. Mayer will complete a pass over here on the near side to Blake Oglethorpe. His first catch will go for 7 yards, and it's going to probably move the chains. They haven't moved them yet. 7 yards on that catch. That is a first down. And so Mayer is 2 of 3. And that 7-yarder right there gives him 19 yards passing on the night. They'll go to the ground on first down here. The ball comes out before whistles, but we do hear the whistles. So forward progress was stopped after a 5-yard gain, and the play was whistled down. The intention has to be there, and that's all. And so not a fumble on that play. It'll be 5 yards for South Summit. Coach Christensen wants an explanation over there.
Yeah, Tripp ripped it out right when the whistle was blowing, so it's a dead ball. Half a second earlier, that's a turnover probably.
Was that a carry by Pulver again? I didn't see who had the ball.
Yep, right there.
So number 8. So it's a different man. And he will carry again for 6 yards, and that will move the chains. So who is that carrying? That's Brody Larson on his first 2 carries of the night. And Art, you got an offense similar to what we saw a couple weeks ago in Beaver, and then why can't I remember who it was? At Kanab came in, and just so many running backs in those games.
Yeah, and South Summit's running that spread offense. They want to throw the ball, but they also want to keep you honest up the middle and run it, and they're doing an effective job running in between the tackles. But they're just taking what San Juan's giving them right now in the coverage zone. If the defensive backs are playing 8 to 10 off, they're just taking short little quick dump offs. It's just a built-in thing in most offenses. Your receiver and your quarterback know, hey, we go up here, this is the play. You've got 2 routes to run. If he's off you 8 to 10 yards, it's a quick out. If he's up and press, it's a slant or a go and a corner. So they're just taking what San Juan's giving them.
Well, Mayer completes a pass to Blake Oglethorpe again, or Osgathorpe, I guess that is. And maybe it's Osgathorpe. I don't know if you know any of the local names here. That's 3 options. I'll give you options here.
I know Woolstenhume and Boger.
Woolstenhume. They got some tough names, brother. They got some tough names up here. I was looking some of these over. And there's going to be a penalty here on South Summit, so that will march the ball backwards on the Wildcats. But meanwhile, they were on the march. Ian Mayer, 3 of 4 so far with 24 yards passing here in this first quarter. And he will work from shotgun. It's now 2nd down and 11 after this penalty. So I guess they got some yardage and then marked it back. He's going to complete it again to Osgathorpe, and that will go for 9 yards. And so they just continue to connect in the passing game here.
Yeah, and again, they're just taking the open space that the defense is giving them on that outside receiver. If he's playing back deep, they're just taking a 2-yard step, quick pass, and getting up the field, and you're going to get 5, 10 yards, 6 yards every time.
So here is Mayer working from the shotgun. Ian Mayer throws complete over the middle on a quick slant, and now they've got some space, reversing field inside the 15 down to the 10 before the Broncos can bring him down. And that ball goes from the 43 to the 10-yard line, a 33-yard pass. Jack Johnson on the catch.
That was a great play call, too. They pulled everyone to the right side of the line like they were going to run right and then just do a quick post right there to that inside receiver on the left.
And they're taking a playbook out of the play out of the San Juan Broncos playbook as they go hurry up, and passing complete for a touchdown is Ian Mayer, as that was a very convincing answer for the South Summit Wildcats. Mayer connects with Osgathorpe all the way downfield. Those two teamed up on that series, and South Summit pulls it within a couple points, 8-6, 7:22 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and that's what a fast offense does. It keeps the defense on their heels, gives your offense the momentum. And you're right, they took a play out of San Juan's playbook and just kept going quick, and San Juan had a hard time recuperating.
And so it's a touchdown pass from Mayer to Oglethorpe. The kick is good on the follow-up, on the PAT, I should say, and so that makes it 8-7, 7:22 to go in the opening quarter. We'll step aside and return to South Summit High School. We got ourselves a great game here in Camas in this opening quarter. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top-quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more.
Welcome back to South Summit High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair with you tonight, and we've got ourselves a good game, Art, as South Summit answers San Juan's opening volley of the night. They had the 1 point instead of the 2, so San Juan has the 1 point lead. And South Summit kicks the ball away, and it'll be
Mike and Keith.
Keith reversing it. No, he faked the reverse to Jagger Neves, and it's a great call. The South Summit defense keys on Neves, and Mike and Keith springs free on the far side. He will return that kick all the way back inside the Wildcat 30 as they throw a little trickeration on this D. Everybody looking at Jagger Neves except for Mike and Keith.
And wow, if he could have sustained that block right there, Trip Palmer hits the guy but kind of just gets backward pressure and then can't. Well, no, it wasn't. Who was it? It was a 13-0 Trip. If he could have laid into him right there on that block, he may have gone for 6.
Yeah. So we've got ourselves a fun game here. We're not quite 5 minutes in. The Bronco offense is out for the second time tonight as these two teams go back and forth a little bit. And there's a beautiful pitch and catch over on the far side from Bo Yeomans to Trip Palmer down inside the 10-yard line. At the 9, they start at the 30. That's a 21-yard pass.
And that's exactly what we were talking about last week is you get Trip Palmer out there in a height advantage. You just got to throw the ball up and let him go get it, make a play on the ball. He's such an athlete. Perfect play call right there.
And the Broncos in business as they will keep it on the ground this time. Jagger Neves busts to the outside, tucks it inside the pylon for another San Juan touchdown. It takes just a couple plays, and the Broncos very quickly back on the board. It is a 9-yard touchdown run for Jagger Neves, the senior, so he's had 2 touches and 2 touchdowns tonight.
And Mike and Keith is lucky that he pulled up on that block out there. He almost had a block in the back, and luckily he doesn't get it. Barely touches the guy, and they don't call it, so good no call there.
And the Broncos complete the 2-point try again. And just trying to get stats in. Yeomans goes in himself, and so having a tough time kind of keeping up with these quick offenses here tonight. These are 2, as it turns out, 2 quick offenses, but we've got ourselves a 16-7 lead for the San Juan Broncos now. 6:55 to go in the opening quarter.
We've said it before this year, defense, they've relied on their offense the last 4 years to just score high numbers. This is the year that defense is going to win a championship for the Broncos. That old saying, defense wins championships, not probably going to be true this year.
Well, I don't know what was told to these two defenses coming in, but right now it's offensive. And, of course, South Summit is going to be trying to answer on their home turf. Down by a TD again here tonight in Camas. As the shadows now completely across this beautiful field in this beautiful setting. And the Broncos get set to kick this ball away. And it'll be number 21 for San Juan. And if you'll bear with me, well, they're going to kick it away, and it'll be returned, but that is Randall Black kicking it away for San Juan. South Summit gets a return out across their 30. Not much more there. That's pretty standard return in high school football, and the Wildcats are going to start right around their own 30-yard line here with 6:48 now to go in this first quarter.
Nice solo tackle by Thomas Harden to get down there and wrap him up and drag him down.
And so we see junior Ian Mayer and the South Summit offense coming back on. And he had 76 yards passing so far in this first quarter. 64 yards on that series that eventually led to a touchdown. So he just helmed his team all the way down, and a 10-yard touchdown pass finishing it. He's going to go right back to the air, and this time it's thrown out of bounds over on the near side, 3 or 4 yards out ahead of his intended receiver, Blake Osgathorpe. And do you think maybe the San Juan D knows that they're coming to him now? He was in double coverage.
Yeah, good defense by the Broncos there. They get over. Andrew Nelson comes over to cover with 14, I believe, for the Broncos, Quincy Singer. But, yeah, you've got to double up him. He's going to go for the ball every time. And it looks like the quarterback pushing the ball a little too far.
And so Ian Mayer working from the shotgun, one man to his left in the backfield. He sends a man in motion. And so now it's spread offense, what we normally see. 2 guys on either side. Passes behind and over the head of the intended receiver over here on the near side. Jack Johnson intended, and Johnson may be okay with that sailing overhead. I think he was about to get plastered by the San Juan defensive player there.
Yeah, and South Summit, they're running that trips to the left here, to the wide side of the field, and then bringing the guy across in motion, trying to figure out, is San Juan in a zone or then a man? And the last couple times they've come down man defense. So that's South Summit. They're just trying to figure out what defense they're running here.
And that's back-to-back. Oh, and what a pick! A deflection and then a one-handed interception by Nash Young at his own 45 on a circus catch, and the Broncos will take over with the first takeaway of the night.
What a catch, sliding down on his butt, catching it on the back hip. Oh, man, he just gets his right arm under the ball and is able to keep it off the turf and bring it in as he's sliding, almost like a baseball slide.
That's impressive.
On his hip and brings it in. If this was Sports Center, would have a top 10 play right there.
Yeah, and you talk about the deflection there by the San Juan D as they work together, and it's the second pick of the season for Nash Young as the Broncos get the first takeaway tonight. And here's a pass from Yeomans to Trip Palmer on that little comeback pattern that scored him a touchdown last week. He springs free up the middle, makes one guy miss, and he's going to rumble all the way down to the South Summit 15 on a huge gain for the Broncos.
Chased down by Jackson Coleman with a defensive lineman, Rhett. So, man, just rumbling and stumbling down there. Great play call, great blocking out there on that side, and great move by Trip Palmer.
That was a 40-yard pass, and the Broncos in business here. And they'll go on the ground here to Jagger Neves down to the 5 as he, before the chains can even get down there, goes for 10.
I think it's going to be a first down.
It should be. And it looks like a timeout by South Summit. Boy, the Broncos force this more times than not. When they go hurry up, it's just too much to take. So the Broncos on the move. The Wildcats have to try to stop them here with a timeout. As that's the first touch of the night for Jagger Neves that didn't go for a touchdown, but it did go for 10 yards right there. That 40-yard pass to Trip Palmer, and suddenly the San Juan senior has 68 yards receiving, 85 yards passing now for Bo Yeomans here in this first half, just the first quarter alone.
And a lot of these plays are just high percentage plays that Coach Christensen's calling. I think last week taught him a lot about his quarterback and what he needs to do to get him into the game here and not just go down the field 80 yards every throw, because he has done a tremendous job at calling high percentage plays for his young quarterback this first quarter.
Well, we're out of the South Summit timeout now. Just over 6 minutes still to go in the opening quarter. Yeomans pitches to Jagger Neves, who rumbles into the end zone for the third rushing touchdown of the night. And what a hit at the goal line right there for Jagger Neves as he goes in. Man, a 10-yard run again for the San Juan senior. 3 touchdowns for Jagger Neves tonight, and the Broncos are up 22-7.
Rhett, I have the last touchdowns that that San Juan scored was at the 6:55 mark, and now we're at the 6-minute mark. So they've scored 2 touchdowns inside of a minute.
And Jagger Neves has 4 touches, 3 of them touchdowns.
And I believe Bo Yeoman just ran in for 2.
So there you go. So 3 straight 2-point conversions as well. 85 yards in the passing game, 85 yards in the rushing game so far. And the Broncos lead it 24-7 over the hometown South Summit Wildcats in Camas.
And with a team like this, if you're Coach Christian, you guys keep your foot on the gas pedal all half. You don't know what's going to happen in the second half, so just keep throttling the score here.
Man, I tell you, we'll step aside. We'll return for the kickoff in just a minute. It is Friday Night Lights live from Camas, Utah on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit SanJuanHealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Utah Navajo Health System is a series of community health centers providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajo. With operations in Blanding, Montezuma Creek, Monument Valley, Navajo Mountain, and Monticello, UNHS offers a remarkable variety of services to our patients throughout San Juan County and the northern portion of Navajo Nation.
Welcome back to South Summit High School in Camas, Utah. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. For those of you on the video stream, you just saw the kickoff, a short pooch kick for San Juan. Not a big return, but the Wildcats are going to start from their own 41 this time. As they get the ball for the 3rd time, they've scored once. They've turned the ball over once, and their last possession, an interception by Nash Young for San Juan. They go straight ahead here on 1st down on a run for 3 yards. And that is number 8 on the carry, Brody Larson.
Ran into number 0, McNaughton there on the San Juan defense, and he plays this outside in, so he comes back to make that tackle, fights through the blocks.
So, man, for this quarterback for South Summit, he was 6 of 7 before back-to-back incompletions and then the interception. So it went downhill for him quickly right there on that last series. He's going to go back to the air right here, and he gets back on the saddle in strong fashion here as he throws for 7, or I guess that's 6 yards up to the 50. No, it is going to be a 7-yard gain into 1st down.
Good thing that Brig Palmer was there to clean that up, or that could have been devastating for the Broncos D as the first tackler went high and missed the tackle.
Jack Johnson on the catch. He's got 52 yards receiving. That's 83 yards passing now for Mayer as they get a new set of downs right at midfield, technically on the San Juan 49. Mayer will throw complete, but a big hit here. It's really impressive that man held on to the ball. That was right at the line of scrimmage in coverage, complete, and a dangerous play for South Summit will lose a yard.
And you know, just big hits by Brig Palmer out there, just coming up and lowering the wood on some guys.
Yeah.
And he's just a sophomore. So lots of a couple more years to watch him light people up on the defensive side of the ball.
I think that was number 84 for South Summit on the catch. I don't have a name off the top of my head real quick, but Mayer is going to throw complete right to the sticks here. That's a beautiful play that's going to net them 13 yards and a 1st down on a nice 3rd down conversion there.
Yeah, good finding the open grass. The receiver just gets in behind the defense in front of the back, the safeties and the cornerbacks, and just a nice, easy pass and catch there for the South Summit Wildcats.
1st and 10 as Mayer will hand off this time. Just following his blocker, pushing his way through is Larson. Yeah. And we'll pick up 4 yards. Sorry, Art.
Nope, go ahead. If San Juan's defense, they've got to come up with a stop here. They've made them punt once, the touchdown, and then got the interception, but they have to get a 3-and-out here on defense.
Mayer will drop back. 2nd down and 7. He'll air it out right side, and that is well overthrown. I don't know. Receiver almost came up under that after it was all said and done. It was only overthrown by a couple yards, but incomplete.
But I think it was out of bounds. If he would have come down, that hit had been about a yard out of bounds. So
right.
It was, like I said earlier, I think this quarterback's pushing the ball on those deep ones. The short ones, he's really good at hitting them in space, but on those long ones, he is pushing that ball. He needs to take a little bit off it.
So we're down to 3:48 now to go in the opening quarter. Art, I've got a new stat program here. It's working wonders for me as long as I can keep up, but I did only give the quarterback 35 attempts, and this kid's already almost halfway there. So here in the first quarter, we're not even near about done in the first quarter. As Mayer will complete another one over here on the near side, but no gain, I don't think, on this one. Nice open field tackle by the San Juan D will make it 4th down.
Yeah, nice closing by Singer there. Quincy Singer on the defense comes up, makes a good, secure solo tackle. And if you're Bobby Bowering, that's what you want to see out of your defense. You want everybody to rally to the ball, but you want the first guy there to make the wrap up and the stop, and then everybody else kind of come just pile it on. But man, you need those quick stops from one guy.
And they'll send that man in motion again. That's Osgothorpe. Now flags fly near the line of scrimmage as Mayer rolls out to his left, throws a 500 ball that's caught inside the 5.
Nope, they say incomplete.
Oh, incomplete, okay, but I don't know if it's going to stand anyway. Yeah, we're going to probably have a hold back here for South Summit, but we'll wait and check that flag.
Well, you got some of the San Juan linemen clapping, so we're going to see a false start on the offense. We're going to have a turnover on downs.
Yeah, so on the incomplete pass, the Broncos will decline that penalty. And Art, explain to me why that play's allowed to continue on the false start. I always thought that was a dead ball foul.
It should have been. The official obviously just didn't blow his whistle, so take it what you get.
I've always wondered about those, and thank you for that insight. Now I know.
Yeah, if it's a defensive play, you let it go. An encroachment, unless they're unabated to the quarterback. But on offense, you're supposed to blow that whistle.
Well, it benefits the Broncos there. Excuse me, the incompletion. Like you said, Art, with the Broncos declining that penalty, gives San Juan the ball back. And still plenty of time for this Bronco offense with just over 3 minutes to go, still in the opening quarter. And the Broncos with a 17-point lead right now. They want to try to add to that as Jagger Neves will go off right guard, for 4 yards.
And you see Coach Christensen, first time tonight in this game, he's brought in his 2 backs in the pro formation. We now have Jace Razor flanking the right side of Bo Yeomans and Jagger Neves to the left.
So they figure the South Summit defense has seen that formation too much, and now they'll mix it up a little bit. Razor will get his first handoff of the night and goes for 2 off left guard.
Yeah, he almost had that, broke that one tackle here, and Razor's gone to the races. So kudos to the South Summit defense for noticing, hey, they've got that stick of dynamite back
there. Yeah, they
there.
got that short guy in there. 3rd down and 4, though, and there he goes this time as Razor will move it ahead across midfield. He takes what looked like an ugly hit down there, but it's going to be 13 yards for the junior.
Yeah, he got bent up pretty good there on that hit. See it on the replay if you're watching here, but nice cut, nice blocking. A couple of pancake blocks up there by those big old linemen.
Yeah, he took a shoulder to the mush there as he was being taken down from behind. So fortunately, he bounced up. These guys are young. They're made of rubber. Jagger Neves fighting for yardage in a crowd there, but a flag flies in the vicinity of the running back, so it's likely this play won't count.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you get into a scrum like that and you get guys going each way and a running back getting held up, the percentage goes up for a holding call, even if it's a phantom holding call. Sometimes you see a bunch of arms around and it may not be the guy that should be, but sometimes you get those calls, so they'll get a holding call and marching back.
So the Broncos will have a 1st and long here with 2:12 to go, but man, they are on the march as they have been all night. Right now, South Summit has been unable to stop this San Juan offense as they've scored 3 straight touchdowns. South Summit was able to answer after the first one, but have been held off the scoreboard since then. And with 2:12 to go, they snap the ball again. Yeoman's pass is deflected twice, and finally Trip Palmer has it. He caught the ball. He would have maybe been better off just letting it fall as it goes for a loss of 3.
Wow, that could have been bad. That was almost a pick 6.
That turned weird.
South Summit has timed that play now. They've got it down. They know exactly the formation, and they just broke hard on that. Wow, that could have been a disastrous play for the Broncos offense.
Yeomans will roll out to his left, has a man wide open, and Jagger Neves out of the backfield, and no one's going to get him again as this time they throw to the senior, and he goes all the way from the 40-yard line. That's going to be a 60-yard touchdown pass from Bo Yeomans to Jagger Neves. No flags, and the Broncos are up 30-7.
And if you're watching on the broadcast, you can't see it, and you obviously didn't see it on the radio, but Bo Yeomans gets leveled by 2 defenders. He stuck in the pocket like a veteran on that play and just let that ball go, knowing full well he's going to get leveled, and he did too. He got put on his backside. by 2 defenders as he lets that ball go for 6.
Man, Art, on this new spreadsheet I'm using, as the Broncos get 2 again, so 4 straight 2-point conversions as well. But man, I'm color highlighting the plays blue when they score touchdowns in this game. And Jagger Neves has 6 touches tonight, and 4 of them are for touchdowns. You've got 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving for the senior. How's that for your first catch, a 60-yarder and a TD? Man, he was absolutely alone over on the far side of the field.
Yeah, good recognition again by Bo with 2 guys barreling down him. I can't say how impressed I am with the young quarterback. Where a lot of quarterbacks get happy feet that try to roll out, that try to make something happen, or they just throw it up. He knew where Jagger was, and he threw a perfect pass to him, knowing full well he's going to hit. And then on this 2-point conversion, throws it in the end zone on a quick slant to Brig Palmer. Sophomore to sophomore connection there.
Amazing. So 4 straight touchdowns here for San Juan. They're up 32-7 after 4 straight.
Oh, you can see it if
you're
watching on the replay, Rhett. They did have it on the field camera view. That Bo getting leveled by the 2 defenders there. So, man, what a play by the young quarterback.
Love how Jagger just stepped in just over the goal line and let that South Summit player fly by. Speaking of, a South Summit player goes flying over here on the near side. That's the running back, Pulver. He brings it back across the 30 again for South Summit. But if you're the Wildcats right now in front of your home crowd, you really got to get the offense going again and get this ball in the end zone here, starting to get a big hole.
Tell you something else I've noticed on this special teams kickoff unit when they've kicked it deep is Creed Herring, the freshman. He's making a name for himself on that special teams unit. He's been down there a couple of times, making the hit, making the tackle, stopping the runner from coming up field. So if you can get your freshman already, contributing on special teams, man, you're going to be tough.
And speaking of tough, they'll go on the ground here on first down, and a hard-earned loss of 1 yard for Pulver on the near side. As he battled hard, but couldn't make any hay over here on the near side. Good tackling, good pursuit by the San Juan D. There were 3 or 4 Broncos in there to make that stop.
Yeah, you got Trey Bradford down there. He's playing the nose guard right now, it appears, and he's doing a fantastic job against one of the best wrestlers in the state of Utah in Traven Boger at heavyweight.
And Pulver will get the handoff this time and almost sprung free, but a good job catching him from behind. The San Juan D there, number 33 on the stop. You might have to help me with that name, Art.
Who are we looking for?
33 made a nice open field stop right there for San Juan.
Max Stearns. He's been hurt. This is his first game back in a couple of games.
And that was a pickup of 9 that time for Pulver. And so South Summit finds themselves in a big third down situation.
And they're 0 for 3 on third down.
And they've got a 3rd and 2 here. They'll go to the air, and Mayer has a man. It's caught. Down the sideline they go. Dragged down at the 15-yard line, but that will be a big gain. And I think that's from the 38 down to the 15. 38 down to the 15.
He just had a half a step on Singer there, the defensive back for the Broncos, and just able to – and we've talked about him pushing the ball. That time he didn't push it, put it right where it needed to be.
That's a 47-yard completion from Ian Mayer to Blake Osgathorpe, and I really have no idea if I'm saying that correct. He throws into the end zone this time, and that really wasn't anywhere close that time, and so incompletion will make it 2nd down, and they're at the 15, so 2nd down and 10.
Good defense by Nash Young out there. Glad to see him back and hopefully 100% healthy in that cornerback position because he is speedy, he is quick. What he lacks up for in size, he makes up for in his ability. And now you got 1 second left, and we're only in the first quarter, 32-7.
Outrageous. 39 points so far, and, I'll get to some yardage here in a minute, but just trying to keep up with these offenses is a challenge enough. Normally I have a chance to breathe, but Pulver's going to get the handoff again as the siren sounds, and, man, it took several Broncos as Pulver bounced off him like a pinball machine. He'll pick up 4.5 yards on the last carry of the first quarter. Unbelievable. That was like a whole game right there as we head to the second quarter. Wow. We're going to step aside and take a commercial break. We'll return for the start of the second frame. It's Friday Night Lights live from South Summit High School in Camas on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telecom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit EmoryTelecom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you'll gain real-world skills and turn your talent into opportunity. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as South Summit hands off up the middle out of the timeout, which came after the completion of the first quarter. And now the ball is on the turf, and the Broncos thinking they have it, and they do on a second turnover of the night.
It was a turnover on downs anyways. It's a fourth down play.
Weird.
But good call because he tries to throw it here, but he just slips out of his hands. So that's a live ball.
Wow.
It's not a spike. I initially thought maybe he was spiking the ball. I was like, do you not know the down and distance? It's fourth down here, kid. But so either way, it's going to be a turnover for the Broncos. But if he doesn't pick that, if the Broncos don't pick that up and the Wildcats do it, that's a live ball.
So it's first down going the other way as the Broncos get the second takeaway. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see who carried that ball.
No one carried it. The quarterback just
the quarterback had it. That's right. So he, I guess, yeah, probably. I don't know if that's
incomplete
a fumble.
pass.
Or, yeah, okay.
Fumble, yep.
And so San Juan will go on the ground on first down, a quick 5 yards for Jagger Neves up the middle.
I'll tell you, watching that replay, Red, I think that it's probably going to be an incomplete pass.
Right.
His arm was coming forward with the ball. And so it's going to be a turnover on downs regardless because it's fourth down.
So incomplete pass, I guess, maybe the official
And I'm not sure
stat.
why the ball boy ran the ball out during the play call. But he decided he needed to get part of the action here.
There, you're on that big stage out there here in Camas, man.
And now I think maybe that's why, because they had the wrong ball. So, hey, that kid's on his game down there. They had to give him a free T-shirt or something because he realized, hey, San Juan's playing with South Summit's football. That's not right.
The kids, you got one of my balls. That's awesome. So that kid is on it. It's second down and 5. Now we still have confusion.
Mass confusion, too.
As these refs, I think the clock should have run. So I think maybe they just want to get the clock in the right position here. Shows 11:05 right now. That remains in the first half. They're going to make it 11-17. So now they'll run it back to 11:05 is what's going to happen after. As the Broncos will snap it. Yeomans with some play action, then a quick slant is complete to Brig Palmer, and this gashes the South Summit defense all the way out to the 44.
Nice catch by the young sophomore. slanting across the middle. That's a hard one to catch because you know you're about to get lit up if there's a guy standing there, and he takes that ball, catch it, and then turns upfield and makes a heck of a run after catch.
That's Briggs' first catch of the night, a big 34-yarder. And San Juan up to the 44. Empty set for Yeomans as he throws complete to Jagger Neves, who, of course, is normally in the backfield. And he will go for 7. Over across midfield, I should say, and steps out of bounds with 10:46 to go in the half.
Great play there by both the quarterback and Jagger to recognize where he was at, and he had gotten all he could get out of bounds. One thing you've learned about San Juan, they like to stop the clock. They like to go big, and right now you've got empty. You've got quads to the left, solo to the right, no one in the backfield of Yeomans.
As he drops back and has good protection, throws to the right side, overthrown, intended for Trip Palmer on the near sideline here. And that is the first that's the first incompletion of the night for Bo Yeomans. And so he had gone for 183 yards on 8 passes complete until that one. So pretty impressive start for the sophomore quarterback, very quietly. As he will keep it on the ground this time, hand to Jagger Neves. Neves spins to the sticks, and he's going to pick up a San Juan first down and a couple yards extra. Looks like he will get about 5, maybe 6 on that carry, and a nice run for the senior.
Yeah, and a good job out there on that outside edge. I thought maybe we might get a block in the back, but fortunate for San Juan. They're just turning in space. He doesn't push him. He doesn't move him, so you're not going to get that call.
And now they'll go to the
Mike and Keith.
That was a catch over on the far side. It's going to go for 3. Mike and Keith makes the catch, so a 3-yard reception.
Go back to that little wide receiver screen. They ran the first couple plays of the game here. Just trying to get that defense, I think, to creep up, come up in the space, to give a little bit of room down the field to see if they can't go down for a big score here.
And that was Mike and Keith on the catch, sorry. As the Bo Yeomans will go to the air again, and this one's caught on the run by Brig Palmer, and he will go down the sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. Wow.
That was an acrobatic catch, and I'm sorry for you people listening on the radio that you cannot see that. You'll have to go back and watch it when you get to your house, because this is probably one of the greatest catches of the year so far. Man, he just gets up almost like a hurdler.
Amazing.
Catches that ball out of the air and then makes his way into the end zone. Sophomore to sophomore connection. We got 2 more years of watching those two make those kind of plays.
Brig Palmer with 2 catches on that series. That one a 49-yard touchdown. My goodness, the Broncos continue to pour it on here.
2-point to Trip.
Another 2-point try is good for San Juan, and man, they are rolling here tonight in Camas. Broncos are up 40-7. 9:47 left in this first half.
Hey, you got Brig catching and Trip getting the 2-point. That's their brothers out there, so
there you go.
You got the brother-to-brother connection.
That's impressive. So the Broncos are rolling here tonight at South Summit. We'll take a break and return. Again, 9:47 left in this first half. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Back live to South Summit High School in Camas as the Wildcats return a kick, but they get out only to their 30-yard line as the Broncos have stretched a 33-point lead now. And just talking off mic here and off camera, Art, you're saying keep the foot on the gas. That's exactly what San Juan's doing here in this first half.
Yeah, each half can be different, so you want to score as many points right now if you're Coach Christian's squad. You're preaching to your defense right now. Get them off the field so we can go score again.
Broncos trying to earn of course, a long way to go. Still 9:42 left in this first half, but trying to earn a running clock in the second half for the first time this season as they will go with a halfback pass here, and they're going to call pass interference on the far sideline. So the play won't count. It would have been an incompletion for a strange quarterback.
Here's the interesting thing to me. Usually you have two officials who will throw a flag on that because the back judge has a great view of that play versus the sideline judge, and now they're conversing. So we'll see what they're going to do here. But they are going to call pass interference. And I thought he was in there good. He turned around to locate the ball. I thought he had good position. I thought, actually, watching the replay, number 7 had his hand on the defensive player. I would have called pass interference on the offensive guy.
2 penalties on the play are going to offset is what's going to happen.
Oh, wow.
So South Summit had a man downfield, an illegal man downfield, and a little bit of a makeup call maybe.
Got to love linemen getting downfield, huh?
And so they'll offset. We'll redo first down. No harm and literally no foul on the play. So 1st and 10 once again for South Summit from their own 30. 9:36 now to go in this opening half. And a 40-7 lead for the visiting San Juan Broncos as South Summit goes hard off left guard here for about 3.
Trey Bradford from his nose guard position making that stop right there, but great job out here on that RPO. Whoever the end was, I think it was George McNaughton, but he gets out there and perfect job that time. Like we said before, do your job. Gets out there and holds the quarterback, makes him hand it off into the heart of your defense, which is exactly what you want your outside to do.
And so Mayer got 4 yards on that. He'll hand off this time. And springing up the middle is the running back. He'll be slung down by Jersey. I think that was number 8 on the carry, Larson, Brody Larson. And that will go for quite a few yards.
Yeah, and that one, they just sprung it through the middle there. That was a great run. Just a quick handoff. He bounces to the outside, and then lucky for San Juan there able to corral him and bring him down.
That was a 19-yard run for the junior, Brody Larson, there at midfield.
Great cut by him at the line of scrimmage. He got to the hold. It was all clogged up. He just bounced out to the outside and made something out of nothing.
And I've seen several times tonight, Art, where San Juan defenders have just slung these guys down by the jersey tonight. So,
well, it's the jersey low or the jersey to the side is not a horse collar. You got to be up around those pads. So you can fling them. You can rip the jersey off their body if it starts at the bottom and goes to the top.
Right. Well, I just wonder. I don't know if these jerseys are looser than some of the opponents they play, but they've been tackling that way tonight for some reason. The quarterback runs for his 2nd time this series. 5 yards on that one, so he's got 10 yards so far tonight on the ground.
Something going on. We got an official leaving the field for some reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to see down here on the northwest corner, but he's just heading off across the track.
So they're going to run a short man crew here for a minute. We'll see what's going on there.
As they will come over to, I guess, just reposition themselves. So
they'll just move the guy. They'll just move one of the back judges over or the umpire over and run a short man crew here.
That guy may make it a trip to the latrine. I'm not sure what that's all about. Never seen that before.
I don't know. Interesting to see if he comes back.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in Evanston the other day and he won the lottery and he's like, hey, I'm out of here. I don't need this no more. I don't need this gig. I just want money.
It just occurred to me mid-game. 2nd down and 5 after the run by Ian Mayer, the quarterback, as they send a man in motion. Mayer working with one man in the backfield. He gets blocking from that man, throws incomplete. Boy, that went ricocheted off Nash Young's shoulder or neck area and then just kind of popped out of bounds over here on the near side. That entirely missed the intended receiver.
Yeah, that could have been a bad deal for the Wildcats. That just pops up, but luckily comes down out of bounds as everybody's just looking for the ball.
And they're quickly back at it as Mayer throws complete this time to the far side, and that receiver is bent in half. It maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else on a very short completion. I'm going to say 0 yards.
And that ball got there quick because that receiver turned around. It was already there, and it kind of, from up here, it looked like he was kind of stunned, which held him for a minute and allowed the defense to come up and make a good tackle.
And that goes for both these last 2 plays. Both the receivers on these last 2 plays have looked stunned.
4th down, you're up 40-7, but you'd really like to get your offense back on the field and not let them score.
Yeah, the Broncos with all the momentum right now looking for a stop, and they get their first sack of the night. And guess who? It is big number 0, George McNaughton, for his 8th sack of the season. And the Broncos will take it over at midfield.
Wow, good. What a great time to get in there and make a play for yourself. George McNaughton, he's double-teamed, and he's able to just come off the tackle and the block and make a big sack there. And there was nothing. And kudos to the defensive backs and those guys in coverage. He was actually singled. He was actually being held there by big number 58 as he makes that sack.
How often do we see that?
But also great coverage, because if you don't have good coverage, you can't get that sack. He throws the ball away.
And the Broncos take over, 1st and 10 from the South Summit 48. And immediately Brig Palmer takes that inside shuttle pass, goes for 9. And so another completion for Bo Yeomans, this time to Nash Young again.
Nope, Brig Palmer.
Excuse me, Brig Palmer. I don't know why.
And last week it was Jace Razor. This week it's turned out to be Brig Palmer making a big name for himself.
And they're going to throw, incomplete this time over the head of Palmer. And incomplete down the middle of the field.
That was a frozen rope, Red.
Yeah, that surely was.
That had some mileage on it, that ball. And that sets you up. Your good play call right there at 2nd and 1, because now you're set up for a little more of what you like to do in between the tackles, run the ball with only 1 yard at 3rd down. And you're going to get a encroachment call. And I don't know how you get that. I mean, it's high school football, and these kids are young. But that's something, as a defensive coach, you coach every day when you're on scout D, when you're on starting D. Hey, down and distance. If it's 3rd down or 2nd down or even 4th down and they're within 5, that's got to be in your mind all the time, as they're going to hard count you. And San Juan catches them slacking there and gets an easy 1st down.
Slackers, I love it. And the Broncos get a new set of downs, just like you said, Art, for free this time. And now they're inside the South Summit 35 to the 34. Bo Yeomans is hit as he throws, and that's a bit of a dead duck that'll fall incomplete at the 20-yard line. So a break for San Juan. That one was up there and free for the taking.
Big hit too on the young quarterback.
And he had time until he didn't have time suddenly. And so the incompletion makes it 2nd down and 10. Now the referees, are they discussing something here, or?
I just wait for the ball.
Just finally get the ball back in there. Wait for that ball boy to bring that thing out there. He's good at it. 2nd and 10 for San Juan from the South Summit 34. Broncos looking to stretch an already sizable lead, and Bo Yeomans will take it up the middle himself, and suddenly the seas parted, and he was able to carry it 13 yards, or 14, excuse me.
Big run for the quarterback, and he actually made contact a couple of yards into that run, and just was able to slip off a couple of tackles, one there, and then gets a couple of yards on the trip.
So he's down to the 21, and San Juan with a new set of downs as the quarterback gets in on the running game. And now Yeomans will play action in the backfield, throws complete on the right side to Palmer. Brig Palmer will rumble down inside the 15 to the 14, as that's a pickup of 7. And so Yeomans connecting with Brig Palmer here of late. And 2nd down and 3 as they are inside the red zone now for South Summit. Jagger Neves takes a pitch, has to make a man miss, tries to spin away from another man. That's a good second effort by Jagger Neves to get something out of nothing there. He'll pick up 1.
Yeah, and you just trying to get north and south and unable to do it. So that's a long 1 yard there for Jagger.
Yeah, he had to work for that one, that was for sure. They had him for a loss and should have had him for a loss, but he was able to get free. So give the senior running back credit. Now 3rd down and 2. A little confusion in the backfield there, or they're trying to confuse with a couple double fakes, but that is not going to work as Razor gets another carry, but he's going to lose a couple on that play.
I think they were 100% so far on 3rd downs up until that play right there, Rhett.
All right, so now they've got to go 100% on 4th down.
That's right.
As they need this conversion to continue a nice drive. Yeomans will throw complete to Jagger Neves out of the backfield. Oh, and he does a great job to throw down a couple of would-be tacklers, and then he carries the pile into the end zone for a stunning 15-yard touchdown catch.
That was unbelievable. They had him dead to rights on that play. And that was just all will by Jagger Neves to say, hey, I'm not letting you stop me on 4th and 1 here. And he almost gets drugged down from the back, almost gets tackled at the ankles, and just keeps stepping over guys and drags 3 of them into the end zone with a little help from Brig Palmer on the push.
Yeah. I mean, it just kept going when it should have been stopped. And now they'll try for 2, up 46-7. They've They've done it successfully all 4 times so far. Maybe it's 5 now. I think there are 5 TDs here.
Yep, every drive.
As Bo Yeomans will complete it to George McNaughton, who goes in.
George McNaughton.
So 5 for 5 as they get the sack leader involved.
The defensive specialist
He
out
could
there
catch
running
as
2
well.
points.
So it's 3 touchdown passes now for Bo Yeomans. 3 touchdowns on the ground as well as the Broncos. So that's 6 touchdowns, so far tonight. 6 TDs makes it 48-7 as the Broncos stretch it to a point where, unless South Summit can answer at this point, the clock will be running in the second half for the first time this season. That means I need to pause a moment and let you know that Friday Night Lights tonight is brought to you in part by Bradford Tire, specializing in fast service with fair prices and quality customer care. Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. Crowley Construction, dirt, roads, driveways, and more. They handle any job, big or small. And Dependable Auto Repair. Count on their team of ASE certified technicians for all your auto service. Big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible on Friday Night Lights. And the Broncos up by 39 points. I'm sorry, it's actually 41 points with 5:19 to go in the first half.
Yeah, I'm shocked, honestly.
Me too.
I thought this was going to be kind of like last week, just a ground and pound defensive battle, and the first drive or two it kind of was, and then San Juan has just opened up.
Well, the Bronco defense has to continue working here as well, as they do get a nice stop at the 30 on this kick return, but from here you can't let up, But, yeah, I thought when South Summit answered after that first San Juan touchdown, we were going to see some back and forth. But, man, then the offense has really taken charge for San Juan. And give the defense credit as well, getting 2 turnovers. Or I guess the one was an incomplete pass at the end of that possession. But, boy, the Broncos have really turned the momentum on their side in this first half.
Well, and 5:11 left in the half, Rhett, and I guarantee you Coach Christensen over there just as coaching up just as much as he was the very first of this game to get a stop so they can go score again. They want to put 50 on the board in this first half.
And South Summit has the ball right now. They're going to go for a short gain up the middle here on a handoff. And I didn't see, I guess maybe that was Pulver on the carry as I see them all get up. But, boy, the Broncos with all the momentum here. And that was actually no gain on the run as Mayer sets up a screen and completes it to the right side. And this is going to go for a big gain down the sideline inside the San Juan 30. They're going to spot it at the 27. So that one gashes the Broncos.
Great screenplay right there for South Summit. Perfection.
That's a 43-yard gain. And I didn't see who made the catch. I don't know if you're able to help me. 8. Okay. That was my thought. I was just trying to get that 0 gain for 12 in here on the run. Oh. Yeah. So it hurts when you're on the wrong sheet. That'll set you back for sure. So let's try to get this in. And now a throw complete on the far side is going to go down inside the San Juan 5 to the 3. It's going to be first and goal for South Summit, who have gashed San Juan on back-to-back long plays here.
Yeah, that was a great pass right there. South Summit quarterback just put it right inside, and the receiver had no one on him. The other defensive back actually comes over and makes the tackle.
A 20-yarder to follow up that 43-yarder. And South Summit obviously in business knocking on the door. They go on the ground here on first and goal, maybe a yard.
And the running back reached it over trying to get it, but Neves there to make the tackle and drag him backwards.
So Brody Larson will go for 1. We had the 0-yard gain in there for Jack Johnson I've got to get. And now they're going to go push it toward the goal line. No signal yet. And now they do signal the touchdown. So South Summit, for the time being, will stave off the running clock. And it was number 3, Mayer, who carries it in on a 2-yard run for South Summit. And let's see. So the TD makes it 48-13. 3:34 still left in this first half. And so the Broncos lead trimmed a little bit. And the offense will look to get back in gear when they get on the field here. And this will be the just the second time the Broncos have received a kick tonight. Boy, this kicker looks pretty solid for South Summit. The PAT is good, and that makes it 48-14, 3:34 to go in the first half. Broncos lead trimmed back to 34 points. So we will step aside and return for the final few minutes here of this first half. It's Friday Night Lights, live from South Summit High School in Camas on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to South Summit High School in Camas as the South Summit Wildcats try an onside kick, but it did not go 10 yards on the try. So they try to sneak one in, but the Broncos are going to be the beneficiaries of some good starting field position here after that onside failure. So South Summit doing all they can here late in this first half, but the Broncos have got a chance to open that back up to a 35-point-plus lead here.
Yeah, exactly what you thought they would do coming out. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left on the clock and down 14-48. You want to give your offense, you're clicking on all cylinders right now offensively. So you naturally want to get them back on the field and not let San Juan have an option to go down and score like they've done on every drive. So kudos to the coaching staff, South Summit, for trying it. Just the ball curved and hooked and rolled back the wrong way. So you don't get the 10 yards, you get a legal procedure.
So San Juan will fake a handoff on first down, and Bo Yeomans, a beautiful pass over the middle, complete to Nash Young for near 20 yards.
Good to see him working Nash into that offense right there. Kid that's trying to get back from injury.
So Nash Young, that's his first catch of the night. And again, it goes for 20 for San Juan. And the Broncos on the move already as Yeomans will hand off to Jagger Neves this time. Flags fly, but he gets the sideline and spins all the way into the end zone. Man, his Jagger Neves shot out of a cannon tonight are just unstoppable. But it will be coming back, I'm guessing, on the penalty here. It is a hold indeed, or sorry, block in the back.
I don't know, was he going forward?
I think you're correct, yeah, it's like this.
Okay.
So
it's hard for me to see off the glare.
Nash Young for a touchdown catch, and it'll depend on where that started from. I think that's going to be about a 25, maybe 30-yard touchdown pass.
Ball was on the 25.
So 25-yard touchdown pass as Nash Young gets his first two catches of the game, and this one a 25-yard TD. That is his first touchdown reception of the season. And I think this time, and they're going to score on the two-point try as well. As Yeomans throws into the corner over here. I heard the crowd cheering over here. I thought maybe they'd stop them, but nope. The lead indeed is going to be 42 now, 56-14 as the Broncos are running roughshod art over this South Summit defense, and the Wildcats haven't stopped them once tonight.
No, we talked about it in the pregame. Is you've got to come out and just keep the gas pedal on the floor here. If you're San Juan, you've had some tough games. You've had to battle in some games. You've lost one that didn't go your way, and you just got to keep going. You can't ever slow down if you're San Juan because you never know what kind of second half you're going to have. So kudos to the coaching staff and those guys and the players. And some people are going to say, well, you're running the score up. You don't need to go for 2 every time. Well, you know what? Sometimes you've got to do what works for you, and obviously they've decided that the 2-point is what they want this year, and that's what they're going for. And, it's not my job not to score. It's your job to stop me from scoring.
Yes, I've heard you say that many times. It is the truth, and spoken like a true coach of the game. As the Broncos will kick it off now, and, man, 2 touchdowns in the last minute as the 2 teams both score here and take relatively no time off the clock, for crying out loud. As South Summit will return it across the 30 to the 36. That's some of the best field position they've had on a kick return tonight.
Yeah, they've had a couple of drives they've started up here from the 40 on some pooch kicks, but that was a nice return there for the Wildcats with 2:29 left on the clock. You want to, man, it'd be nice to get a turnover here or 3 and out for the defense, because I guarantee you if there's and San Juan still has all their timeouts. South Summit has 1 left, but I guarantee you, Rhett, mark my word, if San Juan gets the ball back, they will use those timeouts to try to score a touchdown before the halftime.
Yeah, well, it's obviously get the offense in full gear tonight for the first time this season. And so, yeah, you got to continue working on it if you're the San Juan offense. But the South Summit offense on right now, trying to stop the bleeding a little bit. They did score on their last possession to pull it back to within the deficit that would not allow for a running clock. But now they don't get to Mayer. He's going to bounce it to the outside and slide down at the 42, so that'll be a run of 6.
Which I'm not sure why you slide down or just get out of bounds and stop the clock, but obviously the quarterback didn't want to get hit, which is a smart play by him either way. So the clock continues to run now at 2 minutes.
And Mayer will take the snap in the shotgun. He's got pressure, throws complete, but a beautiful open field tackle as the Bronco defense teams up to make a nice stop behind the sticks here.
And that Max Stearns, the sophomore, who has been out for a couple of weeks with an injury. Good to see him back. Good to see him full speed here. And he's just, look at the kid. He looks like a senior. He's a big boy, that Max Stearns.
And I'm trying to see, it looks like that was probably number 1 on that catch for South Summit. Man, it's hard not to have Summit Academy in my brain. As Mayer drops back and throws over the middle, complete to Larson down inside the San Juan 35 to the 32, and that's a big play.
Wow, and just no one other, it's single coverage high, and he just runs a nice post pattern there, and the quarterback just able to put it right in the money.
33-yard catch, or pass and catch, I should say, as those 2 guys team up again.
Minute 10.
That's the first catch for Osgathorpe here in the second half, and now Mayer will go over the middle again as he slings it. Boy, this kid, Art, has the ability when they get in gear, and I don't know why they stop passing the ball kind of, like midway through the first quarter and on through this point right here, and they finally just start letting him sling it downfield again. And, man, when he gets in a rhythm, he's dangerous.
Well, in that touchdown drive, you called it. They went to running a fast-paced offense like San Juan's known for, and it kept San Juan on their heels, and they were able to get in the end zone for their first touchdown of the evening. And, yeah, they've kind of gone away from that a little bit.
So they're driving right now, but after the incompletion, 2nd down and 10, they've got it at the 32 of San Juan. 1:02 is all that's left in this first half, though. But this South Summit team, and now it's going to be intercepted by Brig Palmer, as there was a miscue that time between Maris and his intended receivers, and the second interception of the night thrown by the South Summit quarterback.
Yeah, and I don't know who he was throwing to because I didn't see live watch the replay here.
I think the receiver curled the wrong way is what it looked like to me.
Green, he stopped short on his route. Yeah, he just overthrew him.
Yeah.
He found the open grass. Great route by the receiver because he had defenders around him, and he stopped on the route, found the open grass, which you're supposed to do, and the quarterback, like we talked about in the first quarter, pushed that ball, and it just sailed on him, and Brig Palmer standing right there.
His second interception of the season, and now the San Juan offense will go back to work. Just like you said, Art, but they're not going to need any timeouts. Bowie Yeomans completes a pass. No flags on the field. And it's going to be Jagger Neves who goes the distance all the way from, what was that, the 25? We're talking about a 75-yard touchdown pass.
Ball's on the 26.
74-yard touchdown pass.
And I believe that's Mike and Keith out there. He hits the key block out there. And a lot of times you see those receivers, they get engaged, and they'll turn that loose. They don't stay driving in motion, and he stays engaged with that, Mike and Palmer. And he ties up 2 guys because of that, which is able to spring Jagger down the sidelines for a huge touchdown run.
Man, I tell you what, when you talk about Jagger Neves and what he's done tonight, I mean, it's pretty outrageous all of a sudden. He's up to 156 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, 101 yards rushing only in the first half, and 3 rushing touchdowns as well. I mean, he's out of control. He's unstoppable, and that one just really gashes the defense there.
And they went for the field goal that time, the PAT, and they missed it. So
now they got to go back to the twos.
I think you just keep going for twos because you've been successful all night on them.
That's right. Well, that breaks the streak for sure, but, boy, a 62 spot for the San Juan Broncos here in this first half. 41 and a half seconds remain, and 62-14 is the score.
Man, just unbelievable for San Juan tonight. They have this first half, and I don't want to jinx them here, knock on wood, but they have been the San Juan of years previous in this first half. Just everything's clicking for them, and great week of practice, obviously. You got some kids out there wanting to be gamers. You had a tough game last week. You win it, but, man, that was a dogfight the first half, and they are out here just clicking on all cylinders right in this half.
Yeah, it's been an impressive showing, and I don't think what we expected to see here tonight. And when South Summit answered that first San Juan touchdown, made it 8-7, we thought we were in for a dogfight tonight, which is what we expected coming into this thing. But, man, San Juan has really taken it to him. The offense, you talk about getting in gear, has really gotten in gear. The defense has forced 2 interceptions tonight as well. And so the Broncos have been Katie bar the door here in this first half.
Yeah, 36 seconds left. You think that Coach Bowering, gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied here, 62-14, Rhett. You think Coach Bowering may come out in a cover 3, maybe even a prevent style of cover 4 defense, just to make sure South Summit doesn't get in the end zone here with 36 seconds left.
Well, Mayer will hand off on first down, and the Broncos aren't able to bring the running back down. They had him at the line of scrimmage, but he gets slung down by that jersey again. That's number 8, Brody Larson, who carries the ball for 8 yards. So he's got 49 on the night.
Got Big Gage Palmer in there at nose tackle who brings him down. And they're content to run it here and just run the clock out, it looks like to me.
And, yeah, indeed, no timeout, down to probably the final play of this first half. A throw is complete on the far side, and they will step out of bounds with 4 seconds to go on a nice completion, but there is a flag over on the far side of the field. Where's the ball go out of bounds over there?
A holding call.
So that will erase that big gain. That would have been a 20-yard play. 21-yard play is erased. And they'll do that again.
Yeah, you think that South Summit, and I'm not going to second-guess their coaching staff, but I guess I will, honestly. You've talked about it. They've thrown some good balls down here.
Yeah.
You're down to 30, 40 seconds left in the half. Why not air that thing out and try to either run up ball, first play. Clock ticks now, or 4.4. I think I'd down the ball here, get out of the half.
Yeah, and why not use your timeouts and try to get back on the board. But the Broncos, now it looks like as time expires on the half, the ball is out, and the Broncos are going to recover it to in the half. That's very appropriate. It was a huge gain for the running back, and I think it was number 12 on the carry, but after a 20-some-odd yard run, he fumbled the ball. And that's the way the half ends, if you can believe, on a fumble recovery by San Juan. Technically, even though that guy was going down right there, the ball did come out before he went down. And so fumble recovery for Jagger Neves, who also very appropriate on the type of night he's had tonight. So it's a 62-14 lead for the San Juan Broncos after one half of play. The clock will be running as we start the second half. We will step aside and return for the halftime show. Stay with us. Live from Camas, South Summit High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Oh, yeah, I got it. How to nourish plant. How to rescue plant. How to... Where to buy new plant.
Ready to own a home across Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, delivers custom loans, great rates, and friendly advice. Sit with Britt and begin your journey today. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit PrecisionRehabUtah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red Zay's Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more. For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Here at Utah Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School in Camas. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, and a 62-14 lead for the San Juan Broncos. After one half of play, we are brought to you tonight in part by Diamond Designs, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled nursing and rehab facility in a caring setting. Jones and DeMille Engineering, from infrastructure to quality of life, engineering the future of rural communities. And Napa Motor Parts, get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello. And so we'll take a look at these first half stats, and we'll start it off with South Summit. They ended up in that first half with 236 yards passing, 88 yards rushing, and so 324 total yards of offense in that first half of play. They did have the one passing touchdown, but two interceptions. So, Art, we talked about it coming in tonight. You know, the junior quarterback, Ian Mayer, had more touchdowns than interceptions, and Bo Yeoman's just the opposite, but it's been the opposite tonight for these two teams as Mayer has thrown a couple picks.
Yeah, Bo Yeoman has been impressive this first half. But more than that, it's been impressive to see the play calling and the situational situations that Coach Christensen has put the offense in to be successful. You could go out here and throw the ball 100 times down the field as much as you want, try to score on 50, 60-yard pass plays all the time. It takes a lot of patience to really work in your young quarterback to the comfortability of the game, especially after a tough game, especially after you know that he knows he's thrown interceptions in games, and he knows that his pass, his TD to players look at that stuff. They're not stupid. And they always know what their stats are. And so kudos to that coaching staff for really putting together a tremendous game plan to this point. Even defensively, they've given up some stuff, given up 2 scores, but even defensively, they have come out with a pretty solid game plan approach to South Summit, who we thought after that, like you said, that third drive, that this was going to be a game. It was 8-7. They were like, man, this team's airing it out. They're running San Juan's offense here. They're on fire.
They were.
And it's just kind of turned down, and San Juan has just kept the pressure on, kept the fire up, and just going and doing what they do. But been impressed with some of these younger guys on San Juan's team. The lineman from Gage Palmer, who's a sophomore O-line. He's played some nose tackle tonight as well and done some damage. And then Brig Palmer, he's come out and just had a heck of a game this first half.
Yeah.
But we've kind of seen that over the years with San Juan is it's not just one or two guys that get it done for them. And sometimes you can look at a stat sheet on a team and you say, okay, well, that's their best receiver, that's their best running back, there's their quarterback. They have all the yards. And then the next guy, the second guy, has, maybe a third, maybe a quarter of the yards or percentage that they have. And so you can kind of game plan for that. But with San Juan's offense, every week they have someone else stepping up, and they just got so many weapons over there. Because initially you come in, you think Jagger Neves and Trip Palmer, and that's who's going to get us. We shut down those guys. We shut them down,
yeah.
Especially with a young quarterback. And then all of a sudden you got having a brain fart here all of a sudden. Now they put us on camera. Jace Razor come out and Brig
now they put us
Palmer,
on camera.
And they just come out, and they're just having a heck of a game the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Brig has been fantastic on defense all year, and now he is just coming into his own on offense. He's made some great catches, some great plays. And then you still have Jagger Neves doing Jagger Neves things and just running roughshod over everybody. Can anybody stop him?
Yeah.
And why isn't every college scout watching that kid at every game? Because he is just fantastic. And then you've got Bo Yeomans, who has run it in for a couple of two-point conversions and just really stepped up this game and really managing the game. And that's what you want out of a young quarterback is game management, knowing what to do with the ball, going down the field when you have to. He's thrown a couple errant, but nothing to the point where it's been detrimental to the drive, and they've scored on every drive. And that's, you look to the last 3 years, that's kind of what the stat sheet looked like, you know.
Well, and they flipped the tables tonight. You talk about a passing game that was trying to get in gear, and it has tonight. Bo Yeomans has thrown the ball so far for 360 yards. I imagine it's going to quiet down a whole lot for the rest of this game with the running clock starting the second half. Only 128 yards rushing in the first half, so it's really been the opposite for these first 4 games of the season, but 4 passing touchdowns tonight and 3 on the ground, all 3 to Jagger Neves. And let's see, you've got Jagger Neves with one of those receptions for a touchdown. Brig Palmer has one and Nash Young the other. So, and I'm sorry, there's 4 of those TDs. I think Trip Palmer did get one, and I didn't mention his name. So I thought he did. I guess, I don't know, that was a 60, that 60-yarder, I guess, was Jagger Neves. Trying to see who got the 39-yarder, I guess, is what I might be missing somewhere. We'll try to figure that out, I guess, maybe. But that was in the second quarter, I guess.
Brig had one.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I must have missed a catch somewhere along the way. I don't know if you've got the – did I put an extra touchdown up there?
There has been 8 touchdowns, right?
I've got 7, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So I've missed a touchdown, too.
Well, let's do some quick math here.
Whew. Yeah.
You're going to tax me as we get to the kickoff.
Yeah. South Summit kicking the ball off to San Juan to start this second half, and it's going to be a legal procedure as it goes out of bounds. And, again, with the running clock, it doesn't run all the time, just when the ref gets the ball set, but it should speed the game up here in the second half, and what surprisingly has turned into a blowout here tonight at 62-14.
Yeah, 8 times 8 is 64, so we didn't get the PAT on
right.
the one. So
you're right. Well,
I think we're
shucks,
close.
I missed. I wonder if there's a rushing touchdown I missed somewhere.
So I'll tell you as we get set for offense here.
Yeah, if you want to tell me that.
We can do it at the break here.
Okay.
Let's see San Juan go score number 9.
That's right. Yeah, so, wow, my apologies. I guess my first night flying on this stat sheet tonight is somewhat unsuccessful. I might have to just go back to the old school.
Your whole persona of the colored pen is gone.
I tell you what, I've stayed up until 2 and 3 a.m. all week trying to get this thing ready to go, and it seems to be taxing on my brain. So I guess that's why originally I went to the sheet with the pens, is because the computer programs are just too much for me, Art.
Well, I'll tell you, Rhett, in wrestling they have programs that you can keep stats of your tournament, and I tried it last year for one tournament, and I hated it, so I went back to the paper.
Yeah,
it's
hard.
It's a lot easier for me to chicken scratch than it is for me to type in stuff and watch at the same time.
And that might be what I have to go back to. I was excited. I was pumped. I thought maybe the stat thing would help me out, but I think it's going to have to be old school for me. But I think that was a 9-yard pass to Trip Palmer right there to start it off for Bo Yeomans. So they pick up right where they left off, and they continue where they left off as they –
Thomas Harden.
And was that a catch that time?
That was a run up the middle.
Wow, Thomas Harden getting a run. And I think That must have been a 13-yarder. I don't even know if I have him in the depth chart. I don't. So that's another thing that's gonna tax me is we're gonna start getting guys in there that we don't have.
Well, and if you're San Juan, for the third quarter, I'm going to say it again, I keep my foot on the gas here because you scored 62 and a half. There's no reason why South Summit can't score the same. So I run the third quarter like I'm running my offense, score at will, and then the fourth quarter, that's kind of when I dial it back.
Right. Well, here we go. Bo Yeomans hands off, and, man, hit immediately was Jace Razor that time. Behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a couple. So I tell you what, after Jace Razor's appearance last week, we missed an opportunity to talk with him. It would have been fun to talk with him after that game. It has not been the same type of night for him tonight, but it's been a different attack, and obviously each opponent is different.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we get put in these crow's nests where you have to climb up a very vertical ladder to get up, and it's hard to climb up those in cleats. So we may not get another interview tonight.
Yeah, it's very possible. I forgot. I was thinking it was easy to get up here, but no, I forgot about the ladder. That was our last step. It's like
that was dangerous right there, Rhett.
Nearly a pick, but yeah, Art. It's like these past couple weeks. It's almost been like Donkey Kong for us coming up to the top here.
And I don't know. I don't fit up through holes very good. Coming up a ladder, it's kind of dangerous. I may have to start bringing some rappelling ropes.
Right. Yeah, that'd be exciting.
That play right there.
Well, we get these guys to airlift us in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeomans looked over there for Trip Palmer, and Trip thought he was blocking, and Yeomans thought he was receiving, and it just bounces off Tripp's helmet. So lucky for the Broncos that they don't have a turnover there as it brings up a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that's one of the rare miscues tonight for this offense. I mean, until then, Yeomans was 17 of 20, but Razor's going to get the touch this time, and he has to fight hard for yardage. He'll end up with 3. He ran all over the field to get those 3, but it will now be a 4th down and 9 for the Broncos.
And I know as head coaches, I've been in the situation where I've lost 74-0, and as a coach, you're like, man, what can we do to stop these guys? And kudos to Coach Christensen and his crew over there because they're not trying to throttle it down their throat right now. They're trying to just run some offense. They've got some of the younger guys in there already in the 3rd, 4th down here and 9. But at the same time, no one would say anything different if they actually had all their varsity starters out there, even though there's a running clock.
Yeomans on 4th down as San Juan elects to go for it, and the pass deflected at the last moment. Man, the defender looked up and saw the ball coming for his face and just stuck his arm up and knocked it away. That was nearly missiled in on target by Bo Yeomans, but a turnover on down. As the 2nd straight incompletion that time. Boy, that was really close to connecting with Jagger. Was that Jagger downfield?
Number 21.
I'm sorry. Not Jagger.
Randall Black.
Okay, so.
Yeah, like I said, they had a lot of their seconds in there, and I would have, also as a head coach, you have to have a forward-thinking mind that these guys are coming to your house next year, and you don't want them to come down there and have a bad taste in their mouth about what you did to them on their home turf as well.
Right. Well, usually in times past when the Broncos have been in this situation, which they have not been this year, but they would run the starters for the first or so series in the second half, maybe the second, and then you'd start seeing the JV guys with the running clock. We are down to 7:10 to go now in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, this 3rd quarter is going to go quick.
Yeah. That was a run off left guard there for Pulver for South Sevier for about 4. And so that makes it 2nd down and 6 as they get it across midfield. And Pulver will get the handoff again, and he'll rumble ahead for 3 more. Inside San Juan territory now.
Thomas Harden has made a handful of these tackles already in this second half. Really stepping up out there from his defensive linebacker position.
So 3rd down now for South Summit. And it will be
confusion here.
Yeah, sorry. They're just kind of looking to the sideline, trying to figure out what's happening. I wonder if they're going to run out of time. They get the ball away, apparently. And not much on the ground, only a yard for the running back. And so that will bring up a 4th down. I imagine that was Pulver again. I imagine there's no punting it away at this stage of the game with the running clock, even though down 62-14, but we'll see. as the wonderful smell of French fries wafts into the crow's nest up here. So we're above, I don't know, we might be above where they're cooking. I smelled pizza earlier, too. And there's a, that ball, did that get caught? It did. I thought did it bounce?
I thought it came off and bounced, but we got a flag for we got a personal foul roughing the quarterback.
Wow.
But it looked like the ball hit
I thought
off,
it deflected.
kicked back into
Let's see
him.
the replay here.
Yeah,
it did. It bounced. Yeah. So he didn't catch it, and it bounced off a San Juan player and right back to him where he then caught it.
But you got a personal foul out there. You got a 15-yarder here for roughing the quarterback.
And that was about a 20-yard pass play originally.
And, and now it's not going to be in the stats, but what a crazy catch. I hope that kid still puts it on his huddle film. What a catch.
It's hard to see, at least from our angles. It was definitely, it's quick. You got to be looking for it for sure. The personal foul tacks it on, and they're down in the San Juan red zone, and another bouncy catch over on the far side, and now a very late flag here. After the play, that was to the sticks for a 10-yard completion on the far side, and this is likely going to be another personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike on San Juan. You're gonna you got to take him out of there because you don't want to get kicked out of the game and miss next week. Yeah, and I don't know why you're having so much issues right now. You're beating them 62-14. Just let it roll off your back and keep playing football because that's just, I tell you, that just drives coaches crazy right there. You're just letting them march down the field now on penalties.
And so it will be first and goal now as they've got the ball inside the 5 with the penalty. And Owen Mayer on the catch, just his second catch of the night as Ian Mayer throws complete, and it's going to go into the end zone for a South Summit touchdown, their third of the night. And that is complete to number 82. And that's Carson. I didn't hear the last name. I'll check it here. It's all the way down. Oh, sorry, we're on the wrong roster. Let's see. 80. Yeah, all right, it's official. Carson Morris. Such a very normal name that I'm thinking he said something completely different, but it's official. I'm going to have to go back to just paper. And
it's
I'm
hard.
too slow. I'm not fast. So he makes I think that was a 5-yard touchdown catch.
The PAT was good.
Thank you for picking up
so
my
it's
slack,
gonna be
my man.
62-21 with 3:55 left and clock counting.
And I should be saying something right now, but I'm not, other than just trying to hit numbers here and get this stuff on here. So
yeah, and that drive right there was just aided by 2 huge penalties. And up to that point, San Juan only had 2 holding calls in the whole first half. And then they were hit with 2 back-to-back personal fouls, 1 roughing the passer and 1 an unsportsmanlike. And you just gotta think, man, pull those guys aside and say, hey, listen, we're winning big here. And there may be some chippiness down there. You never know. If you're a team getting beat up on, you may want to take some extra hits. And I don't know if that's happening, but it happens. I've seen it. I've coached, and I know that I've had players come off and, hey, that guy's really getting aggressive out there and we're kicking their butt. And sometimes it happens. You just got to learn. They're always going to see the second guy walk away. Maybe you can take yourself out of the game to cool off. Because, that was 30 yards right there.
Always going to see the second man. Always going to see the retaliator. We talked about that with our young boys at home.
Onside kick here?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we talked about that whole retaliation thing and how the retaliator is the one who's seen at home with the young boys this week. So that's what happens.
Yep.
And life is not fair. That's another great lesson.
Let's see if they can get a better onside kick here.
Yeah, they didn't have it go 10 yards the first time. This time they're just going to squib it. It is going to take a high bounce. It takes a fortuitous bounce for Jagger Neves, who's just going to come up and down it at the 25. And, Art, I'm guessing we're maybe going to see some different personnel offensively for San Juan here.
Yeah, and if you're San Juan, you definitely, if it's getting chippy down there in the trenches, you don't want to be a part of it, but you also don't want to get hurt. You've already got quite the injured reserve bench going on over there this year. You want to make sure you get out of this healthy with all your starters. So I wouldn't be surprised, and it looks like, looking down there, we've got a lot of the JV guys that played earlier today and didn't go well for them in that game. So hopefully they can get some success here in the second half of this game.
Yeoman's still in at quarterback for San Juan. Stand by, and that's going to be Thomas Harden on the carry, maybe back to the line of scrimmage at the 23.
If you're San Juan, you just want to keep that clock running. I don't think that South Summit use their timeouts right now. I don't think they will unless they can miraculously score 4 or 5 more touchdowns.
Right.
But, yeah, you just want to keep that clock running. It is a running clock. I guess I'm confused on the rules on running clock. I thought it doesn't run outside of the play unless it's a running clock unless it's actually what it should, but it does run on incomplete pass and stuff. But they were running the clock all the way through the change of possession.
Sometimes it almost seems like it's hometown preference on that rule.
Yeah, I guess
if they want to stop the bleeding, they just let it go, I think.
Yeah, my understanding of the rule, and I think some of the people out there smarter than me that officiate can correct me on messenger or text message, but my understanding of the running clock rule is it runs like normal, and it stops at change possessions, but then once the possession is changed, it starts again. It doesn't run through that timeout. And then on an incomplete pass, it continues to run. It stops on a first down, but then starts again, and I think that's how it works, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong once in my life. I don't remember when, but
nice. Well, the Broncos have a 2nd and 5. Was there a penalty? I didn't see how the Broncos got 5 yards. Offside, okay.
Or encroachment on defense.
Yeah. And so Thomas Harden for another carry here. He gets 2 on that run. And San Juan faces a 3rd down and 4 again. The JV team basically in now for the Broncos, up by 41 points in this one as we wind down the time in the 3rd quarter. The siren will sound. We'll head to the 4th quarter under running clock rules. The Broncos lead the South Summit Wildcats here in Camas 62-21. Come back with us to Camas, Utah. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you will learn real-world skills, explore your passions, and turn your talent into opportunity. Whether you are drawn to healthcare technology, trades, or design, CTE helps you take that next step with confidence, learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career, starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School as the Broncos spring one. And is this Brig Palmer on
Yes.
the run? From the running back position, what a move as he cuts back inside. I don't see any flags. It's going to go for 70 yards as Brig Palmer runs it the distance for a rushing touchdown. And I've lost count of the touchdowns tonight, unfortunately. But Brig Palmer gets a big rushing one there, 70 yards for the sophomore. Are you kidding? Was he lined up in the running back position there?
I thought it was a pass. Was it? It's a shuttle.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's a 70-yard catch. I knew something was weird, but boy, he definitely got free, and he was gone. Well, he wasn't gone, but he juked back to the inside of the field, and South Summit, Art, has had a tough time tackling the Broncos tonight.
Well, I haven't checked. I haven't looked down there to see what South Summit's got up, but it looks like a lot of their varsity guys are still down there.
Yeah.
And San Juan will go for one, see if they can make amends for the last one they missed.
And they will, as Trip Palmer boots it through this time, so that'll make it 69-21. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live with 10:39 to go in this ball game. And Art, they do stop the clock for you right there, at least after a touchdown. We're brought to you in part tonight by San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. Also helping us get the clock stopped tonight. Westcott Motors, San Juan County's source for quality, affordable vehicles. Westcott-Motors.com.
Drag Main tomorrow night. Monticello,
yeah, Drag and Main at that new location. Unfortunately, no. I'll be heading home and trying to get home to have a little time with the family. But I will say that our StreamUtah.Live guys used Westcott Motors to get to the game last week, but this week they did not, as they took to the skies and flew over here. You knew where I was going with that once I started. They rode an airplane over here from Blanding. All right. I think we're getting confirmation that we understand the running clock rule.
I'm not the dumbest guy in the booth.
We do have a rules analyst who we consult from time to time.
Yeah, shout out to Jess.
As long as he's not refereeing, can
he
watch us live.
He knows everything. Jess, thank you so much, buddy, for always keeping us on track.
That's Jess Cornwell. In case you want to look him
wow.
up. There's a good return for South Summit up across the 40 to the 45. It looks like that was Bryce Pulver, the senior, on the return. He's had some good returns tonight. I mean, they basically hovered right around their own 30, but that one will get it out closer to midfield for the Wildcats.
And you talked about dragging them down by the jersey. Andrew Nelson had a handful of jersey, probably stretched out from a medium to a large there.
Yeah, the 10. It was like
went from a T-shirt to a muumuu. Look, if you were watching the replay, all the way down to his
that view
ankles.
didn't show it as well, but yeah, it was all the way down to the turf, man. That was awesome. So 1st and 10 for South Summit. They officially spotted at the 44, set up that screen again, and they complete it. Thomas Harden with a nice open field tackle there on the play, but it's a big gain of 14 on the catch.
And the ref blows it down. That South Summit kid, he thought he was off to the races. But unfortunately for him, the ref blew that down.
And it'll be 1st down and 10 as they move the chains into San Juan territory at the 42. And Mayer drops back, throws right side, has a man, and it probably should have been caught. Goes off the fingertips of Blake Osgathorpe. I finally heard it said. I stopped long enough to hear it said, so I've been giving it a long O instead of the short O, but it's Osgathorpe. My apologies to you and your family, sir.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, that's right. They got a couple. Well, it's cooling down here nice in Camas tonight, as this is a beautiful facility here and a beautiful location.
Yeah, turf field, nice turf
yeah.
too.
And we thought we were going to have a duel here tonight between the two top teams in 2A football, but the Broncos have come in and asserted their dominance tonight, are up 69-21 with the clock running in the second half and down to 8:15 to go in this game now as the quarterback runs for 2 and then slides down. And Mayer will again run. This time he pitches late and spinning his way for 3 more yards is Brody Larson. That's his first. Nope, I'm sorry. He has carried the ball quite a bit tonight.
I'll tell you, Rhett, right now, Summit Academy up on Delta 28-14. San Juan goes to Delta next week.
Right.
And then a score here, South Sevier, they're going to be 5-0 for the first time since, I can't remember, Brad James sent us that stat. But
that's outrageous.
South Sevier, they could be ranked number 2 in the 2A after this week.
Yeah, and we've got a meeting with them late in the season, so that's shaping up. I tell you what, the Broncos.
Turnover on downs, Rhett.
So the Broncos get a big stop right here as South Summit can't produce here on 4th down.
And you got a lot of underclassmen out there on that defense on that drive. You got a couple of freshmen I see, some sophomores. So kudos to that team for getting the stop on the varsity for South Summit. And it looks like the varsity defense, for the most part, is still out there for South Summit as well. I see a lot of the varsity numbers still out there. They got Reed still out there and Boger. So,
well, the clock is currently stopped with 7:32 left. Again, it's a 48-point lead for San Juan. They're up 69-21. Full underclass for them at this point.
They may have brought Reed off, so they may be cycling in, but they still have their big defensive nose tackle out there, Boger.
And the Broncos junior varsity offense will go back to work here. What happened on? They scored on their last possession, did they not?
Yes, and
they did. That's right. That was a huge run from Brig Palmer. So the JV offense has already put points up on the board for San Juan as well in this thing. And there's Thomas Harden with another carry for the Broncos. No gain on this one.
Well, the Broncos, they're running some different linemen out there. They've got Durham Callahan out there. I see just trying to pick out a couple of those kids out that are running. You got your JV center, Easton Knight, and you've got Camden Crofts out there. They got him out there at right guard.
And here is a handoff again from Bo Yeomans, as that's kind of strictly what's been going on here, just giving these underclass running backs a chance to move the ball. And right now the South Summit defense has their handful with them, as that's Jace Razor with a carry there. He hasn't carried for a little while, but he gets about 3.
You got Logan Williams out there on the line, and also Keelan Hutchins out there. So you've got the JV line out there, and they're doing some good. Like you said, they scored on one drive, and so you've got some kids out there that played a whole game, and then they get excited to get in the varsity and under the lights. I think it's a whole different feeling for them.
Yeah.
And now you're just moving the ball on this varsity defense.
And they're taking their time now, obviously, with the play clock, just kind of letting it work down. But, of course, with the running clock, you don't necessarily have to do that. Down under 5.5 to go, as Razor doesn't go anywhere. In fact, he'll lose a yard on that carry. So it hasn't gone his way tonight, but he was the secret weapon last week, that's for sure. He came in and gave this offense a spark it needed against the Summit Academy Bears. And tonight they haven't necessarily needed his services on that level.
He was unknown, and now he's known.
He's known, yeah, that's right. He doesn't sneak in anymore.
And to give credit to South Summit, they have now cycled in a bunch of their JV guys. Some of these guys, looking at numbers out here, they're freshmen and sophomores. So out on the field.
So it's as the game began tonight with a bit of a JV matchup here in the closing moments of this game. We are down under 5 minutes to go, but still a little bit of time here. There's a chance South Summit might get the ball back. It is 4th down for the San Juan offense. Broncos go hard count here, try to get the Wildcats to jump offside. Would this be the first drive the Broncos don't score on if they punt, or
no? They had a turnover on downs on the ninth drive.
That's right. So this would just be the second.
Yep.
That's incredible. What a game.
They take the delay of game there, back it up. Good call. You try to get them to jump off sides, and then you take the delay of game, and now you're probably going to see Bo Yeomans' leg come into work here.
Is that what it says in the matrix?
As he punts. Well, it's 4th down and 10. You don't want to set them up to just go score, so you're probably going to punt this one.
Well, no, I mean, does it say you try to get them to jump off? If they don't, you take the delay game and then you punt it. That's all in the matrix.
If you're going to punt, 5 yards on a punt, not a big deal. So try to get them to jump and then just take the penalty.
Nobody's back for South Summit, so they're investing on the Broncos to try for it here, but San Juan does get, so that's kind of like a safety play, if you will. Woo, they're really close to touching it, though, as they nearly touched that ball, which would have given it to San Juan inside their 30. That man had no idea where that ball was, I don't think. We're getting some laughs up here from the San Juan coaching staff. So,
well, and when you punt with your quarterback, Rhett, it's hard for a team to drop a guy back just in case you do go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think I would have rolled the dice if I was South Summit, said, they're going to punt it here. They're not crazy, and they've got their JV in. So
if they only listened to us, they'd have known that.
That's right, but no harm, no foul. They get the ball back with 3:21 left on the clock in the 4th quarter, and now we'll see if they want to go down. Do they have their varsity back out there on offense? Number 3 at quarterback.
They got 7 varsity backs, so there's a good chance of it. Let's see. They're just going to block for the quarterback this time, who overthrows his man. That still is Mayer in there, who throws incomplete. That's easy. I can do that incomplete pass on my stat sheet. I can just make a little dash right there.
I think it's homecoming, too. I think their homecoming theme is their America, but I saw on their marquee out front homecoming activities for the week.
Okay.
So I'm sure this is their homecoming game, too. And traditionally, San Juan has been a homecoming opponent for a few teams over the years that we've called, Rhett, and they've always spoiled homecoming.
No kidding. I mean, in a major way. As Mayer throws a bullet over the middle, and nearly taken down hard was Jonas, or sorry, we're looking at the wrong roster here, but that was Jack Johnson on the catch. I didn't see that was
Andrew Nilsson on the big hit tackle.
Yeah, that was shaping up to be ugly. I think Johnson missed most of it there, but
ball's on the ground.
And Mayer falls on it to keep it for South Summit.
Bad snap.
Bad snap and a big loss. That's a loss of, it looks like, 10 yards for South Summit on the play. So that goes against the quarterback's rushing stats, sadly for him.
So I don't know. I don't remember who the varsity setter was. I'm assuming this isn't him. This is a sophomore at center out there for South Sevier. So I'm going to go on a limb and say he's not the varsity because I think Boger's the varsity center.
Okay.
He's a senior.
Well, there you go. Well, it's second down and 20 regardless, and we are winding now into the last minute 40 of this game. San Juan up big. They have been all game long. Ever since they started to really take away that momentum, it was 8-7 at one point in this, if you can believe that, way back when. That goes ahead for a few. There are probably about 7 on that carry.
And with the running clock, it's dang hard to get sponsors in.
Yes.
So thanks, sponsors. You know who you are.
Yeah,
and we can see them scrolling on the on the StreamUtah.Live, but we can't see them scrolling on the radio.
Well, as long as it takes me on this stat deal, they'll have plenty of action here in just a minute. So we are down to a minute 5 to go. Broncos up 69-21 in this one. And a running clock for the entirety of the second half as Mayer is flushed out and Jace Razor gets to him and gets his first sack of the season. And that's another big loss for the Wildcats as Razor gets the sack. It's kind of fun to mark that in there. That'll be a new kid in the sack column now. And George McNaughton already had a sack in this game as well, so that's a couple for the Broncos.
Well, and Jace gets that's a varsity sack because it's a varsity offense.
Right.
He might not have been the varsity offensive line, but that's a varsity quarterback he just took down.
Yeah, and they lost those 7 yards back plus more. That's probably like a 10-yard loss, I think.
And South Summit comes out in a traditional punt. Now, man, if they
punt formation,
and if they fake this, what is it, 10, 20?
Well, it'll
22
be
yards.
It'll be the final play of the game.
26.
It'll be the final play of the game, so that'd be fun.
Fake it, 26
Yeah, they should.
yards.
Why not? They're going to punt it on the final play of the game. And so nobody back to receive for San Juan. They're going to let that roll. Time will expire while the ball is still rolling. And so that's it. It's a 69-21 final for the San Juan Broncos here tonight as they shellac the South Summit Wildcats and ruin their homecoming festivities here. We thought we were going to have a back-and-forth duel in this one, and we did early, but then the Broncos just ran away with it here tonight. And again, they win it by 48. 69-21 is the final. We'll step aside, and we will return for the post-game show. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 4355-873-838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
Welcome back live to South Summit High School Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. As you see the team on StreamUtah having a post-game meeting and an excellent game for the team tonight, a 69-21 win. Here, let me actually mark that down. Well, let's see. We stand by here. I've got to type all this back in. And it's a win, 69-21. Sometimes things on computer are harder than they should be. It just takes a bunch of typing for me, so my apologies. I haven't been super fast tonight, but want to look at some final game statistics, and I think we'll just keep it with the San Juan Broncos here tonight. And what a night it was. And again, this is unofficial, but I have them for Bo Yeomans with 439 passing yards tonight. And he did have 14 yards rushing, but let's see, the Broncos all total tonight, 439 yards passing with 5 TDs. And I think they had 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns as well tonight. I'm going to have to get the final stats a little bit later on. Just a little bit off the mark tonight with some of these, but 143 yards rushing is what I have. Again, I may have missed some plays in there, so my apologies on that. But nearly 600 yards of total offense tonight for San Juan. We talked about Bo Yeomans' passing yards and just how he flipped the tables tonight and turned this into a passing offense after they had struggled to really get that in gear to this point of the season. But, man, excellent night passing tonight for the San Juan Broncos and Bo Yeomans. Jagger Neves did lead tonight, like I said, with 101 yards rushing. He had 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. And let's see, he also had a not too shabby 156 yards receiving, by the way, and 3 receiving touchdowns. So 6 touchdowns for the San Juan senior here tonight of the ones we had. And again, like I said, I missed a touchdown somewhere along the way, so my apologies. We'll have to get that in the article in the San Juan Record this week and let you know who got that. But my apologies, and we might read that out later on, maybe next game as well when the Broncos head to Delta next week. But continuing on down, Jace Razor ended the night with 16 yards rushing tonight on 7 carries. It was 6 receptions tonight for Trip Palmer, 84 yards. 45 yards receiving for Nash Young, and he had 1 touchdown tonight, a 25-yarder. It was 5 catches tonight for Brig Palmer and 2 touchdowns receiving. And let's see, Mike and Keith ended the night with a 17-yard catch tonight. Thomas Harden had 12 yards rushing and 2 yards receiving. And that's all the stats I have listed down here. Again, totally unofficial. I may have missed some things, so my apologies if I'm shorting some of these players here tonight. But it was a 69-21 final. So the Broncos improve to 4-1 on the season, and they are steadily cementing their spot in the number 1 position in Utah 2A football. We'll get the official RPI standings coming out for the first time this week, so we'll look forward to that. But you can see things closing down here tonight on the South Summit High School football field. It was homecoming festivities tonight, but obviously a tough homecoming tonight for the as the San Juan Broncos come in and ruin the Bears' celebration, if you will. And so that's what their goal was. Let me switch over now. We will take a look at South Summit maybe in the final stats for Ian Mayer. The quarterback ended up with 298 yards passing tonight. And let's see, I think he had 2 touchdown passes ultimately and 2 interceptions. And yeah, the leading rusher tonight was Brody Larson with 52 yards on 8 carries for the Wildcats. 31 yards for Bryce Pulver tonight with 9 carries. So again, all this totally unofficial, but that's as close as we can get tonight as the Broncos defeat the South Summit Wildcats handily, 69-21, the final here tonight. And we're going to be joined by Barkley Christensen, who has played King Kong and come up the ladder here tonight to talk to us. I'm impressed you made it, Coach, and didn't have to fight any rivals off to come up here, I hope.
Nope.
But, man, you guys, you've talked about wanting to get that passing game in gear, and, man, Bo flipped the tables on us tonight. You became a passing team like we've seen in the past, and less rushing yards tonight than you had passing. You really became that team that we've seen in these past 4 years tonight.
Yeah, I felt like this was kind of our coming out party, right? Like
on their homecoming.
This is why I've been so frustrated with our play because I've always just seen what this team's capable of, and that's it. And so it's been frustrating when when we've played like we've played. Obviously, we don't want to get too high and say, this is it. Like we just got to build on it. Like
I told the kids, you guys messed up big time because now you got to do this every single game.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's been 2 coming outs for you guys. Jace Razor last week, and obviously he didn't have the same night that he had last week this week. But, man, yeah, your passing game surely came out tonight. And what'd you tell the kids after the game? What's the feeling after this one here tonight?
Oh, man. Was that fun or what? Like, this was supposed to be kind of, what we thought potentially could be a state championship rematch. So I said, hey, we got to go leave a statement. And so when they do come up with us in the playoffs, they remember exactly what happened to them the first game, and you kind of give them that mind game too. So, but just after, I just told them, man, how fun was that? And let's have fun with it. Love it. Everyone was smiling after the game, which was fun to see after a win. That's how it should be, and no real big frown. So, I mean, what a fun game for everybody, We were just clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, I see you. I sense and I see for the first time tonight that you get a weight off your shoulders, if you will, tonight. And with a night where you pass the ball for almost 450 yards, I can see that. So
yeah, man, and the receivers played good. The O-line, I mean, everything was just that's San Juan football right there, right?
Yeah.
And so, we got to build on that, obviously.
Well, are you guys heading home tonight?
Yeah, yep, we'll head home.
Okay, so you got a long trip home, and then got to immediately start getting ready for Delta, I guess, next week. It keeps coming. You guys continue to play good teams with a 3A team in Juab looming on the horizon, of course. How do you keep putting it together after this one tonight? How do you continue to play this way as the season goes on?
That's the thing. We just got to build on the confidence of it. My whole thing tonight was just keep my mouth shut and let them play and just call plays and quit trying to control Bo so much and quit trying to control things so much. And just there's a couple times where I didn't think he made quite the right textbook read, and then he throws a touchdown on it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm shutting my mouth for the rest of the year. I'll coach him Monday through Thursday. Friday is just let's just go and ball out. And so that's exactly what we'll do.
Yeah, he had a couple nice reads tonight where he made some plays happen. And ended up, this is all unofficial, but I think somewhere around 18 of 23 tonight. Just a pretty impressive night. At one point, he was 17 of 20. So he was looking real good tonight, and very few mistakes from your team. And a lot of the time it comes down to that. The team that commits the least mistakes wins the game.
Yeah, and I just felt like we didn't make mistakes.
No, you guys had a great game tonight.
You know what I mean? Like, we played really good. And that's not a bad team. That's a team that can strike. I mean, they were going fast. They were trying to play our game, and that's why I told the kids, that's our game. Right?
Yeah.
They can't come out here and try to play this. But they matched our first touchdown. It was just we go right back to work. And so I love the calmness. Maybe those close games early obviously did help because we stayed calm throughout and just executed. I loved it. It was fun tonight.
Well, it looks like it was fun. Coach, good win for you guys tonight. Enjoy it tonight as you go home. I'm sure you will. And then we'll see you on the field again next week in Delta.
Yeah, man.
It's nice to have a long road trip like this and get rewarded with a nice win like this.
Absolutely.
The trip back home is not near as bad.
Best time of the year, man. Just
Absolutely.
More football and, pumped on tonight.
And cool air. I can feel the fall on its way.
It was a great night tonight.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place here. This is my first time here. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I've left here with a couple butt whippings, so it felt really good to give one back here because I've been humbled, and people need to remember that. It's not like I've never lost a game, right? Like I remember leaving here losing 54-6 and eating at McDonald's and telling Bobby I'm going to get fired.
Being human.
We've had a rough, and so it felt really good to come here and get our first win here. I think we're like 0-3 here.
Nice. Well, not anymore. 1-3. And that's totally unofficial, too. So thanks, Coach. Thanks for visiting with us. Have a good ride home. Enjoy it with the team, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, perfect, man. Thank you, guys.
Coach Barkley Christensen with an outstanding win tonight. Apparently, I don't know, they must not need him. He says he closes his mouth, and they do their best. But no, not at all. We're going to see if we can get Art back in here. He's got to climb the ladder to get back in. We got ladder climbing to do is what we got going on here, and to be up here in the Crow's Nest. This is a beautiful place, beautiful facility. Those of you on Stream Utah can see this is a finished room in here. So we are in the Crow's Nest, if you will, but up on top of the other booth, we're in another booth, and so it's nice. It's nice not to be out in the middle of the open. We've definitely dealt with the wind this year and the crazy conditions, but tonight they did a good job accommodating us. So thanks to the South Summit Wildcats, who then, of course, the team that we cover promptly shellacked their team for them being so kind to us and getting us hooked up here. So, well, Art's involved with a conversation with Barkley Christensen, so we'll step aside. No, he won't. He's coming up. We're just waiting on you, my man. We're just extending the post game for you now. I know it's all about you, so So that's what we do. But we'll just see if we can get some final thoughts here. And I don't know, Coach Christensen said it all. You can just see the weight lifted off him and off the players even. And just a complete game tonight for the Broncos as they took it to South Summit here.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking with some of the coaches and players down there is they just looked start to finish like they played 4 quarters of complete football for the first time this year.
Mm-hmm.
And even though South Summit came out that second drive of theirs and went fast down the field and scored, which, again, I don't understand why they didn't keep to that format because it worked well for them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, as a coach, you do what's familiar with you, and that's obviously not familiar with them. They wanted to run their offense, see what they could do because they need to get in the postseason, see how they can play San Juan and what adjustments they need to make.
Yeah.
But I felt San Juan did a great job. I felt we had some more kids step up big time for them. In Brig Palmer, I think, came out and had a heck of a game. I don't know if you've already done stats or not.
My stats were poor, but I did them.
It's a long haul up that ladder.
You're breathing heavy. You and Barkley were both breathing heavy. I can. I don't know if I could call off 10 sponsors here.
Got my stair steps in for the day.
Well, yeah, I've run out of stuff to say too. I mean, it's like what you said. They finally put together what they've been desiring all season so far. I mean, it took them up to their 5th game, but at midpoint of the season now, or midpoint of the regular season, they put together a complete game here tonight and take it to the homecoming team. And
it's one of those things also, Rhett, that it's hard to do on the road sometimes. And if you can do this kind of put this kind of performance on a long road trip after a JV game that didn't go well for you,
mm-hmm.
You can, you're figuring stuff out. And I think that now it's not going to be all sunshine and roses going down the field.
No.
They might hit some bumps in the road, but I think they're going in the right direction. And I really like, to close it out with my comments, the game plan that they came in with offensively. We talk a lot about defense going to win the championship this year, but this looked like the San Juan of last year and the year before and the year before. And I think the reason for that is rather than come out and throw those long bombs, the long post patterns, the long balls down the field, they came out and the first 2 pass plays they ran, wide receiver screens.
Yep.
And I think that they've kind of realized, hey, we've got to go high percentage success for this quarterback for Bowen. And Bo looked fantastic tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Did he throw a pick tonight?
No, he did not.
So
no,
I mean,
he was perfect in that department, which he struggled with this year. So.
He really took care of the ball.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that comes back to game planning. Okay, how are we going to make this a more successful game for our players?
Yeah.
And I think kudos to the coaching staff, kudos to the players. They played a heck of a game. Tremendous 4 quarters. Even when the JV guys were in, they got a score. And so you got to give – this is the kind of game you like to, like you said earlier with Coach Christian, this is the bus ride you like to go home on. You betcha. Now you're going to be able to joke and have fun. It's not going to be so – this is going to be a light bus ride home. And then you got Delta next week, and I was trying to look up a score for Delta to see where they were at. But another long road trip, and you got to go over there and play a team that's scrappy.
Yeah,
and that wants to beat you. So
and that can do stuff on their home turf too. So, yeah, I don't see an update on that Delta game. I could check in. I know the Mid-Utah guys have been sending us texts, but man, we get 900.
I have it 14-35 for Summit Academy. So, and you can't look at that. You can't look at a score. Teams match up differently against everybody, strengths and weaknesses. So, but good game tonight. Leave it on a high note. San Juan gets the walk-off win. Huge win for that program. And you're like, well, why do you say that? They win. That's what they're used to the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But for this group, this is their huge win.
Yeah,
and it's a statement maker. Yep, it's a statement maker for them, and they can now roll off of this and say, hey, look what we're capable of doing.
Yep. And if you didn't have a target on your back before, you surely do now. But, of course, they've lived the last 4.5 years, almost 5 now, with a target on their back. So they're used to that, that's for sure. Yeah, 69-21 final tonight as the Broncos move to 4-1 on the year. And Delta on the docket next week as the Broncos will stay on the road once again. We want to say thanks as we close it out here tonight. Appreciate you, Art, for giving us the nice and fine color all night tonight. Sometimes it's tough when it's a blowout, but it was a fun one tonight with you. Thanks to the StreamUtah.Live guys, Caleb Carr and Lane Palmer. And they're going to be flying home, I assume, tonight. Yeah, they're flying home tonight. So we wish you guys well, and you'll beat us all home by a large margin, I imagine. So thanks to those guys, always making us look good on the video. Appreciate all the work they do and all the stuff that they put into it, and we couldn't do it without them either. Thanks to all the sponsors. We couldn't do our broadcast without you either, and we've seen some of your names going across on the video stream. We're going to thank you one final time. by name here in the close. So that'll do it. Again, the 69-21 win for the San Juan Broncos as they move to 4-1. And Delta next week in Delta. We hope you'll join us then. Until then, on behalf of Art Adair, it's Rhett Sifford saying so long from South Summit High School in Camas. Have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans.
Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Bradford Tire, Desert Rivers Credit Union, San Juan School District Adult Education, Colleen Kays, Four Corners Homes, Peterson Medical, San Juan Counseling, Creative Floors, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, San Juan Health, Crowley Construction, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Northern Electric, San Juan Insurance, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Diamond Designs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Energy Fuels, San Juan Public Health, Emory Telcom, Countywide Realty, Red's Ace Hardware, Canyonlands Tire, Empire Electric, Flights Gymnastics, Utah Navajo Health System, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Pharmacy, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Napa Motor Parts, San Juan Credit Union, Primary Residential Mortgage, and Westcott Motors. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.